Police officers have a habit of breaking the law, but only sometimes are they held accountable for it. Today, we'll be going through instances where these tyrants were humiliated, just like this cop who went against his seniors.
I'm gonna send the dog. Here. You're gonna get the f***ing dog sick. Get on the ground or you're gonna get bit. Police canine, you're gonna get bit. Police canine, you're gonna get bit. Final chance, you're gonna get bit. Surge, here. Here. Still. Here, nay, here. Still.
As soon as Speakman arrives with his canine partner, Serge, he quickly turns aggressive toward the victim, Jadarius Rose. It's important to mention that Stellen is a Dutch command commonly used to instruct K9S to bite.
On the ground! On the ground! On the ground! Get it up! Oh, please! What? Get it up and don't take my arm! On the ground! On the ground! We're reaching! We're reaching! Get it out! Get it out! Get it out! I play football! Yes. Please! Yes. I play football! Please!
As if the menacing canine wasn't enough, Officer Speakman decided it was even better to tackle the unarmed black man to the ground. Mr. Rose could do nothing but beg for some mercy.
No, please! Please, get it out! Get it out! I'm sorry, dog! Get it out! Get it! Please stop it! Hurts, dog! Nay, here. Here. Up. Nay, up. 22, we're gonna have a canine bite. Real quick, I'm going to advise you of your rights, man. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be enforced by the law. You have the right to an attorney. Even though 431 will be afraid.
The aftermath of the canine attack leaves Mr. Rose in a messed up state. He's so powerless that he just screams while pinned to the ground. But these heartless officers couldn't care less.
Don't touch my left arm, bro. You just let the dog bite me. Why would you touch my left arm?
Somebody must have been kneeling down that end because he went to shoot guys first. You good, Sarge?
No, why you keep bending my arm?
I'm trying to get it wrapped. We're wrapping it up. We're not trying to hurt you.
Here. It's fine. It's not on it.
Don't even touch it while I got handcuffs on. Y'all just making it work.
Go get a supervisor start down here for us.
Nobody's on you. Yes, you are. Look, you're on my shoulder.
We're trying to wrap you up.
I don't need your wrap to work up.
Right. 23, you call me.
Some cops try to help him, but they only make things worse. Rose keeps asking them to back away because they only make it harder. Even a trooper can be heard shouting repeatedly to get Tyrant Speakman to listen to him.
Stop squeezing.
Nobody, buddy.
Hold on,
Nobody's trying to hurt you.
Yeah, shit, you just let a dog bite me.
All you gotta do is come to me.
I was coming, all the guns pointing at me. How you expect me to respect you? You got a gun pointing at me. It's like 20 of y'all.
All you had to do was stop, brother.
I did stop. I don't
Stopped
feel
20
safe.
miles ago.
I did. What was the reason for putting me over?
I don't know. I think they're good.
What's your name, brother?
He insists that the police are overreacting with their response and that they didn't need to send dogs and 20 police officers behind him.
I don't know why they seem like...
I don't know.
He didn't comply. I gave him 3 commands. I told him, final warning. If you don't get on the ground, you're gonna get the dog.
What do you mean?
Final warning. If you don't get on the ground, you're gonna get the dog.
What do you mean? 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 What do
Why they seem mad at me for it? He wasn't complying. I mean, am I wrong?
Y'all not easy. Y'all did a dog bite me.
What do you mean? I gave you 3 warnings, did I not?
Man, you just pulled up. I ain't trying to hear that.
Did I not
was
say?
saying that the people who was talking,
Listen to me. Did I not say final warning? You're gonna get out of the dog. Yes or no?
it don't matter, bro.
No, you didn't comply, so you got the dog.
On the truck and deflated brake.
65 calling the record. Should already be en route. Go ahead.
They're trying to recognize you, really.
Okay, no trouble.
Okay.
You still need the truck RP.
Give him a time.
Go ahead with it.
Return tourniquet on.
So can y'all listen to this?
Give it to dispatch.
It was obvious that Rose was already defeated. He got the short end of the stick as far as police misconduct goes, as highway police were telling him to come to them, while Speakman was ordering him to get on the ground.
Tennessee portion of Hawaii International.
Can you loosen up my little form?
713
What's up,
question.
handcuffs? Handcuffs?
Trying to apply.
It's not even tight, man. It is tight. I want to get my finger between them.
I'm gonna help you if it's
So
not
what's
tight.
about that? Y'all finna just sit here and look at me, or y'all gonna kill me? What y'all gonna do?
We got a squad coming. Get your proper medical attention, man. It's alright, we'll get you.
If I put it in, I can put 2 layers. What can y'all? If anything, y'all just tighten it up. That's all I did. Trying to get me to lose my arm. Not laying on the arm. Not the left one. Not the left one, my right one, because my
I'm just
left
saying,
one
try to help yourself a little bit. Stay off of it.
loosen it up.
No.
Exactly. My point.
Black commercial plates returning on a 2020 International.
So where is
Bank
that?
of America.
Even though Mr. Rose was in pain because of the cuffs, all he asked for them was to be slightly loose. To this, the cops couldn't show the slightest bit of compassion.
What's up? Huh?
You okay?
Yeah.
Flash shift units. Patch has been removed.
Alright. Yeah.
How are you then?
I'm alright, you?
Better if I didn't have to do that, but can you give me much of a choice?
There's a lot of adrenaline going on.
What's that?
A lot of adrenaline.
132.
Oh yeah. How long did this last?
We've been behind it a good, 30 miles?
Jesus, 30 miles?
I'm gonna say, right?
Yeah, they started at Jackson.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, then probably
Is there a
35.
sniff dog here? They'll want us to run the dog. He's got to be running for something.
Well, we
He
can't
speaks-
identify him. There's no language barrier.
Right.
Oh, no, he speaks good English.
Right.
He was
on the phone with 911 before he got out of the truck, and there's no language barrier according to 911. We can't find his wallet in the truck, so there's
Is he
something.
not saying who he is?
His
not
wallet?
telling
They
him.
just got it right there.
They got it?
Yeah, he had it in his pocket.
Okay, well,
I mean-
it wasn't in the truck.
I mean, I'm not crazy. You guys could hear me giving loud commands. I mean, he wasn't giving up. The only reason he started going to the ground is because he seen the dog coming after him. I mean, I'm not stopping him.
Right.
He was like, I think whoever was yelling down there, this guy was like, he was, yeah, he was like standing. Whoever was yelling down there, he's like, well, that's the guy I'm going to. He's yelling. No, here,
Right,
this
yeah.
guy. I think it's pretty well. I think it's a justifiable bite.
Blocking the entire turn lane between.
Even after making an absolute mess of the whole situation, Officer Speakman is so delusional that he pats himself on the back for a job well done. This is what peak corruption looks like. However, soon after this incident, Officer Speakman was terminated from the police department. He filed a grievance claiming that his firing was not justified. The city decided to settle with him by paying him $40,000. Apart from this, he was allowed to resign from his job voluntarily. On the other hand, the victim, Jadarius Rose, received $225,000. This officer did not regard the law, but these cops were no different as they were humbled by their senior officer.
Federal property, you You have to have permission.
Not true.
I'm not losing any sleep over it.
No, I don't do
It's gonna be like, hey guys, guess what? I posted a video today. You want to see it? Okay. I seen 3 people watch the video. Woo, big deal.
Kind of quietly disappear into the framework and do all your filming?
Yeah. That's what I was doing. Thank you.
In July 2024, the most successful constitutional auditor in America, Sean Paul Reyes, better known as Long Island Audit, was conducting a First Amendment audit in a U.S. postal office in Annapolis, Maryland, when some people started to get aggressive.
Why are you recording?
Oh, I'm just filming, ma'am.
Huh?
You can't do that in a federal building.
I can't record in a federal building? Why? Why?
It's a law.
They said so.
Yeah.
Sir, please turn it off.
But I'm not breaking any laws. I'm just filming.
Sir, turn it off. It's against the law in a federal building.
What law? Do you know the law?
Government law. Sir, let me go get it, Greg.
Yeah, I don't think there is no law, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Justin! Sir, you can either turn that off or I'll call the police.
Ma'am, you can do whatever you'd like, okay?
These government employees don't know the difference between constitutional laws and local policy. Calling an unconstitutional policy a law is entirely ignorant.
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop recording, and if not, I'll be calling the sheriff's office right now.
Why would you call this? Who are you?
This is a federal building.
Yeah.
And I'm actually a supervisor. My name is Justin. This is actually a federal building. You're not allowed to record in the post office. So I'm going to ask you to please stop recording.
Your name is Justin?
Yes.
And you're a supervisor here?
Yes. And can you please stop recording me?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not going to be able to do that.
Okay, you're not? Okay. No problem.
There's video cameras all over here. So you know.
Come on.
There.
I already know that.
Okay.
I'm the police officer.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying they're recording you. Why can't I record?
We're talking about you. You're not
Well, what's the difference?
There's a big difference.
What makes it different?
They're recording for their safety, not for yours.
Oh, okay. So it's okay for them to record, but not for me?
That's right.
The gentleman wants to record, feels entitled to record. I informed him that we don't allow recording in the post office. He says he doesn't want to comply. And so I asked him to leave. He won't leave.
The building manager, Justin, realized that Sean wasn't the type to be bothered and scared so easily. He held his ground confidently, even when he knew an officer would inevitably be called.
So I called you guys.
Sir, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
My name is Officer Queen, Annapolis City Police Department, okay?
Okay.
I just want to inform you that we are being recorded right now, all right?
Okay, your body cam is on?
I'm sorry?
Your body cam is on?
It is.
Okay, great.
Gentleman here is an employee of the Post Officer's office. This is a federal building. You cannot record in the federal building.
Okay, Officer McQueen,
Yeah.
I want to show you something, and maybe you too, supervisors. What was your name again?
Justin.
Justin. So I'm going to bring you over here,
Okay.
and I'm going to show you these. This is the rules and regulations governing the conduct on postal property.
Okay.
If you read right here, photographs for news purposes may be taken, and commercial purposes may be taken in entries, lobbies, foyers.
Is that photographs?
Photographs, video.
Does that say photographs and video or just photographs?
Photographs and video are the same thing, officer.
Photographs and video is two different things.
Same
One's
thing.
a photo, one is a video.
I'm telling you, I am a journalist.
Okay.
I'm working on a story on
Okay.
this post office.
Okay.
So not only does the rules and regulations
Okay.
allow me to be here,
Okay.
but the First Amendment of the Constitution, freedom of press, allows me to be here and record. This is a public building.
Actually, if you want to do what you're talking about, you actually have to get permission from
Unfortunately, Justin, that's not true.
Officer McQueen is perceptive of what's happening and lets Sean make his point. Justin, the low IQ building manager, keeps making extremely invalid points and gets schooled by Sean.
I'm independent.
Okay, so you got any type of identification on you?
No, I don't need any identification.
How do I know you work for the press?
No, well, everybody has the freedom of press, sir.
Oh, but you said you work for the press. You are the press.
I am the press.
Okay.
Yes, I am the press,
So you
and
just
I'm a journalist. I'm a journalist working on a story on the post office.
Okay.
If you prevent that in any way, you will be violating my civil rights. You'll be
Okay.
violating my rights to film. I can film in a public lobby.
So does that say photographs or video?
This grants me the permission to take videos in the lobby. So
Does that say photographs or video?
maybe you should talk to the postmaster Maybe he's a supervisor, and I get that, but maybe you should talk to the postmaster because the postmaster will be more knowledgeable on the subject. Yeah, this is photographing.
That's not a photograph.
Yes, it's the same. It's the same thing,
So
officer.
photographing the video is the same exact thing?
It's the same thing. I have freedom of the press. I'm allowed to be here and record in the lobbies. The rules say it, and much more than the rules. And by the way, this is federal law. It's just not some poster. This is federal law.
Okay.
He informed me that I'm breaking federal law filming, which I know not to be the case. And on top of that, I have freedom of press. I can record in public buildings. This is a public building. I know you said it's a federal building, but federal means public. It's the same thing.
Okay. Would you be able to carry firearms in this building too?
I don't know. So I don't have a firearm, so I don't know.
Do you have any ID on you?
I'm not going to give you any ID, officer. I haven't broken any laws.
Although Officer McQueen initially seemed to look like somebody with the slightest education on federal law and the Constitution, he wouldn't be making such ridiculous points. All he has is a habit of asking for ID. Clearly out of his depth, Officer McQueen calls in for his supervisor.
Your names and badge numbers, please?
What are you doing?
I'll explain it. Can I get your names and badge numbers, please?
Sergeant Hernandez, 3648.
Okay. And your name and badge number, please? Thank you. So I'm basically exercising my First Amendment right to film in public. That's it.
Okay, well, you're on federal property.
Yeah, I understand
So,
that.
On federal property, you have to have permission.
Not true.
Sir, it is true.
I can show you the rules and regulations governing the post office, which is federal law. If you'd like, you can read that.
What your reason is for
I'm
videoing?
a journalist working on a story. I have a First Amendment right to film in public.
You creep everybody out.
Wait.
And you start videotaping people.
Whoa, let's slow down here.
We know your First Amendment right.
Okay, so
you and everybody else tells us that every day.
So wait.
Like, you creep people out. Like,
Okay,
you don't like
can
legitimate
I tell you?
explanation.
Can I tell you why I'm here? I already told you guys why I'm here. I already told you. There's no need for you guys to be here. There's none.
You just said-
I told you.
you
I'm
just
a
said-
journalist working on a story. I just told you that.
Saying that you're a journalist?
You do not need identification. No, you do not. You do not need identification identifying yourself as a journalist. You do not.
Do you have
The
identification?
First Amendment
Are you going
grants
to show
me.
me where that says that?
It's the First Amendment of the Constitution, ma'am.
That says that you don't
Freedom of
have
press.
ID?
No, it says that I have freedom of press.
Usually journalists carry ID to identify themselves as journalists so that we don't run into this problem.
Why would I need to ID myself to you?
Now that McQueen has assembled his version of the Avengers policy, they try to bully Sean and back him into a corner to try and get him to give up his rights. But this isn't the first time Sean has dealt with policy enforcers, as he stood his ground.
Because you're on private property.
No, I am not.
You're on federal property.
Outside there.
Well, hold on.
You are on federal
I don't like
property.
you. I don't like you guys behind me. Hold on. I don't like you guys.
Show me again.
You guys obviously have nothing to do. This is not private property. This is public property. This is public property.
This is not public
1,
property.
2, 3, 4, 5 officers for a man with a camera.
What are you asking me to take?
And I just told you that. It's the rules. That's federal law, by the
Be
way.
taken with only permission of the local postmaster. I'm not well versed when it comes to that.
So I would. Can I get your name and badge number? I didn't get it. Can I get it, please?
Yeah.
What is it?
Absolutely.
What is it?
I'm giving it to you.
Oh, okay. You're gonna give me a card.
Dude,
Thank
man,
you.
like, what is your hostility, man?
I don't have a hostility.
Are you
Sir,
trying to like prove something? Like,
I don't have a hostility. That's a mischaracterization
dude,
of me.
listen to me, man.
You've been barking at me since you got here.
You start videotaping people. It starts creeping people out, man.
I'm not videotaping anybody in
Everyone
particular.
hides behind the First Amendment because it's the First Amendment. You can do whatever you want. I'll say whatever you want on video camera. I have no problem. I'm a photographer as well. I've got my master's in photography. Like, you just start going into people's public businesses and you start like this.
So
Like this,
okay.
like
But
this
listen,
is like
that was uncalled for.
Come on, man.
After their false belief that Sean couldn't film on public property was entirely disproven, one of the officers took it personally. He began outright impersonating and mocking Sean for simply filming, mistakenly thinking he had made some concrete point.
Man, you know I wasn't being difficult when you got
You're being
here.
extremely difficult.
Really?
Yes.
I'm being difficult?
You're pointing something out that says photograph. It has nothing to do with video.
Man, come
Now all of a
on.
sudden you say you know what you're talking about. You have no documentation on you. I have no idea. How do I know you work for the press? So I just walk around.
I'm telling you.
Okay, I work for the press. Where's your ID? Okay.
You don't need it.
I'm gonna walk around and tell you I'm a police officer, but I'm not showing you any credentials.
That's different.
No.
You need to show me
It's
that.
always different.
You
It's
need to
always
show me
different.
that. You need to show me proof
Okay.
you're a police officer. You do. That's your job. My job, I don't have to show you anything. That's the way it works. If
Okay.
you don't like the way it works, take it up with your local congressman. Have them change
You need to take
have them change
you
the
should
Constitution.
You should take things up.
I don't need to. I'm within my rights to be here and film.
Okay.
You guys are wasting taxpayer dollars. You guys should be gone by now. You guys should just leave.
You live here in the city?
You guys should just
You live here in
leave.
the city?
I'm not going to answer your question.
So if you don't live here in the city, we're not wasting your money then, right? So who cares about it, right?
You get federal grants?
Is it your money?
Do you get federal grants?
Do you pay the federal grants?
Do I pay federal taxes?
I have no idea. You won't get ID. I have no idea if you're employed. I have no idea who you are. I have no idea about anything. Right?
I don't even want to talk to you anymore,
Okay,
man.
then don't talk to me.
Because you're being difficult.
Okay.
You're being difficult. I don't even want to talk to you.
Don't talk to me then.
It's just a back and forth.
You're sticking a camera in front of my face.
I mean, I'm filming you, yeah, because
Okay.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
You're sitting here having a conversation with me.
Okay, great. Did I ever come up to any one of you and start filming?
The reason
No.
why I'm being vocal is because there's a lot of this going around these days.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately creeping the hell out of people that people just walk around just doing this, and what they want is they want to be agitated. They want to push agendas on people.
Let's hear this guy's
They want to
speech.
make sure.
I want to make
wants
sure
us-
you're doing your job. Yeah.
He wants us to make sure that we take that camera because he's probably
You
looking
don't
for a
pay him.
lawsuit.
How do you know that?
He wants us to do
Because I
something.
know that.
He wants,
know?
He's looking
Yes,
for
I
it.
do.
Oh,
But we're not
okay.
gonna
Just
do
like
it.
just like you knew that the federal law was against, right?
Yeah.
How's that working out for you?
Well, let's see how long you're going to be here.
All right, we'll see. Longer than you. Guarantee you that.
I don't think so.
All
I'll
righty.
sit here.
Okay, great. Film in the building is creepy, huh? I didn't film not one person. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea. You just came in here and started escalating. I wasn't filming people individually.
Sir, you were asked numerous times.
I was not filming you individually, ma'am. I was not. I was not.
The policy enforcers then tried to rally the regular civilians to turn the tide against Sean and scare him away. However, understanding the importance of showing what power his rights have, Sean fought back.
You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea. You just came in here and started escalating. I wasn't filming people individually.
Sir, you were asked numerous times.
I was not filming you individually, ma'am. I was not. I was not. I was not filming either one of you individually until you decided to talk to me.
Play it back.
Yeah, until you talked to me.
Play it back.
Federal law, right?
Play it back.
Oh man, I'm not gonna entertain it anymore.
The security forces are going to be coming.
Okay,
they're
that's
going to be
fine.
getting somebody, and it's their jurisdiction. So they're going to be dealing with it.
I'm here. I'm getting paid all day. So I'm here all
So
day.
let me just update the commander real quick.
You can't even tell me your name, man. Like, what's your name? Like,
What do
I
you
gave
mean?
you my name, my number, my badge number.
Unfortunately,
Come on,
listen. Unfortunately, that's your
unfortunately
job. You took a job where you had to do that, right? Come on, you took a job where you have to do that. I didn't take that job. I took a job where I don't have to give my name, right? Come on, you have to give your name. You didn't give me your card because you wanted to. You have to
It's right here.
because you have to.
No, I don't
You have to have your name here. Yes, you
Like, we
do.
don't have to give you a card. We have to identify ourselves.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
took the extra step and give you a card. I could be like, nope, get a piece of
Okay.
paper and get a pen out, and I'll provide you with my information.
All right, guys. I don't even want to fight with you guys anymore. It's just it's not productive to the overall. It's not
I'll be
productive.
here all day long.
Yeah, we're getting paid all day.
I'll be here all day.
Yeah, me too.
Being left with no other option but to get a higher authority, the postmaster, since Sean is firm in standing by his rights and schooling these ignorant officers on the law.
Sir, mask. Your name and what position you hold?
Postal Inspector Owens.
Postal Inspector Owens? Okay. Yeah, no, I was just filming the lobby, and they told me inside that it's against federal law.
Okay.
And I told them that it wasn't, and I referred them to Postal 7. I've talked to your offices before, and I'm sure you're well aware of what it is I'm doing here and stuff like that, so I don't have a problem. There's nothing.
Okay. You just know as long as you're doing it, you can't record
Behind the counter.
behind the counter.
Correct.
Customer transactions.
Correct,
stuff
sir.
like that.
I know that. Or restricted areas. I know that.
Yep.
But everywhere else I can film.
Right, yeah.
Great.
Public space is accessible and
Yeah.
everything, so yeah.
So we're good?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you know
There you go, McQueen. I told you were going to learn today. You wanted to learn. You told me. And I told you somebody's going to come and help you.
McQueen is left speechless after Sean proves him and every other ridiculous policy enforcer wrong in less than a minute. Shortly after, the postal inspector arrived and surprisingly sided with Sean, completely humbling all the tyrants around.
So basically, you just told me everything that I was going to tell you. You're okay to be in here. Okay, First Amendment right. You're absolutely correct. What you have to do is you have to stay out of the way. Like the customer line for the customers backs up, you can't block it. You can't impede anything. You certainly can't go up to the counter and film the.
Sir, what was your name again?
Schultz.
Schultz. Inspector Schultz.
Inspector Schultz.
Inspector Schultz. Obviously, I know what I'm doing. I understand you're trying to tell me what to do, but I know I know what I'm doing.
I'm just going. It's good. I know you do.
Okay, just so you know, I already know.
No,
I'll let you say it though.
I get you.
That's fine. You can say whatever you want. Okay, I know.
I just I want you to make sure that you hear me say it.
Okay, great.
Okay. Just as you said before,
Yeah.
you weren't filming those transactions.
Nope.
Don't. Okay. If you want to stay in this common area and kind of quietly disappear into the framework and do all your filming.
Yeah. That's what I was doing.
Next up, we have this insane case where a police officer unlawfully breaks into someone's property.
Police department! Come to the door. Wouldn't call myself police if I wasn't them.
What's up? Oh, sorry.
Officer Crawford and Abel knocked at the garage door, and they were welcomed by Hunter, an employee at the business who was inside fixing his car. Soon the officers started to interrogate him and came out pretty aggressive.
I thought you were one of my buddies fucking with me. I'm sorry.
No, man. I came by, saw the garage open. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Trying to figure out what's going on.
I'm working on my car. I can't leave until I get fixed.
Okay.
You scared the shit out of me.
No worries.
I was over there drilling, so yeah.
Is it just you here?
Yeah, it's just me.
Okay. You have permission to be here, or is this your shop, or?
Yeah, I have permission to be here.
Okay, is it your shop?
No,
Or
it's
you
my,
work?
it's my buddy's shop.
It's your buddy's shop?
But I work here, and I'm allowed here. I have a key here, so.
Okay.
I'm doing the transmission on my, something on the transmission on my car, so
Okay.
I'm not allowed to, can't really leave.
I gotcha. I gotcha. You got your ID on your butt?
No, I didn't commit a crime.
Listen here, man. What I'm saying is, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. There's an open door. You're inside. I'm asking for your ID. Just let my bosses know, my boss, who I'm talking to.
Hunter had not broken any laws, and the cops had also not received any complaints about the open garage. Despite this, they demanded his ID, which Hunter refused to provide, as he was well aware of his rights.
You're not in trouble.
You don't need to ID me.
Let's
Exactly,
not,
I'm not
hey,
in trouble.
Hey, let's not do this.
So here's the point. Here's part. I'm assuming you work here, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's say you don't. What? No, just
You
hold
guys
on.
are gonna give me the whole rundown and then try to give me the ID
No,
myself for no
here-
reason because I didn't commit a crime. I'm inside of
It's
private
more than
property.
just a crime, man. You work here, right? Let's say we find the store open, no one in here, or it turns out it's burglarized, and I have to contact someone.
But it's not. I'm not committing a crime. You don't need my ID.
Cool.
Hunter wouldn't be intimidated by the cops and refused to identify himself. However, Officer Crawford became incredibly aggressive, refusing to understand the situation. The officer must understand that mere suspicion is insufficient to demand ID.
That's how it is.
Oh, is that how it is?
Yeah, it is.
Charles David
I have
Robert,
rights.
802. It's not about rights, man. It's about you're in a
I'm
shop.
not committing a crime.
We don't know that.
Well,
Or we call the owner. We figure out who you are.
so what's the crime? Suspicion?
Huh?
Since when is suspicion a crime? Or
Well,
when
say-
is we don't know that a crime?
What we're doing is we're gonna make it
You
a
guys are
bigger thing that needs to
disgusting.
be.
Get out of here. Look at my freaking license plate number. God.
Absolutely.
You guys are disgusting. You don't need my ID.
Well, we're gonna go down a road we don't really need to go down, man.
God.
Yeah,
Why do I need my name in your system any more than it has to be?
It's just you work here. Let's just make sure that you do.
How are you going to prove that I do?
Huh?
How are you going to prove that I do?
Well, I can always call the business owner in the
have
morning.
fun. He's
Right?
not going to answer because he's sleeping.
Okay, I can call the business owner in the morning.
Okay.
I can give him your name,
Okay.
and he says, "Oh yeah, he works here. No problem."
What's
And we're
the point
done.
of that?
As if he wasn't violating his rights, the officer looked at his vehicle's license plate and sent it to the dispatch to identify Hunter. However, the worst was yet to come as the officer entered the garage without his permission and started looking around.
You ain't going to call it in because there's nothing going on.
But then, say you don't work here, right?
He's going to call it in that his shop's been with.
Yep, and then
So
I know
right away in the morning.
and then I know who was here, and I can.
I don't have to help you with your investigation.
Perfect.
It's on
Perfect.
my rights.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna check and make sure. Watch out.
But no, I don't know. I don't.
touch me.
I don't
Back
give you
up.
consent. I don't
This
give you
isn't-
consent.
This isn't your
How
personal
how
property.
not?
Move.
What? How?
You don't have the right to do this.
I do.
No, you don't. What are you gonna check for, dude?
Who else is here? Just
Nobody.
You? Okay.
Dude, you don't have the right to do this. Get out of here.
It's not your personal property. I'm going to make sure nothing looks burglarized in here.
Oh my God. You don't have the right to do this.
I absolutely do, sir.
Nothing is burglarized.
Okay.
Get out of here. I did not give you permission to be in here.
Well, you don't have to give me permission.
Yes, I do. You can't just come into a private property.
Officer Crawford was blatantly violating Hunter's Fourth Amendment rights. He decided to leave only after searching the entire garage, much to Hunter's agitation.
Get out of here.
Copy. What was that name again?
You can't just come into here for no reason. I didn't commit a crime.
Say it again.
I didn't commit a crime, so you can get out of here now.
10-4. Hunter?
Yeah.
Easy enough.
Yeah,
Have a good
cool.
night.
Thanks for violating my rights.
It's not your rights.
Yes, it is. It's my rights. This is private property. You can't just walk in.
Business at 2 o'clock in the morning. You're
Private business. You get that?
Will not,
Private
you will not
business.
identify yourself.
Private business. I don't have to. I didn't commit a crime.
You're in a private business
So?
at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
Past the
2
hours
o'clock
of
in the
closing.
morning does not matter.
Past the hours of
I'm
closing.
over 18.
Hunter kept going back and forth with the officer, who was still unwilling to acknowledge his mistake.
That's the hours of closing. This is
Past the
private
hours of
business.
closing. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. The garage is open. You're inside. The business has been closed, I'm assuming, since about 5, 6 o'clock.
So what does that tell you? The garage
That
is
it
open.
could possibly be burglarized. Yeah, you could be in here doing something you're not supposed to. That
Just
you may not
burglarize-
have permission to
Why
be
would I
in
leave
here.
that open
Hold on,
if I was
hold on.
burglarizing something?
Hold on, I don't know that. But what I can do is now, I can confirm that this person, this vehicle was inside of this business. And if the owner calls in tomorrow and says, this person was in here and you didn't have permission to be, then I know who I can come and talk to first. You understand?
Yeah,
you have
but
any
you're still
questions
violating
about
my rights.
It's not
I don't
your rights.
have to tell you that.
Finally, the officer left Mr. Hunter alone, claiming he would contact the business owner for more information. He could have done this initially, avoiding all this confrontation, but he was clearly on a power trip.
Well, you do.
No, I really don't.
You do.
No,
And we can make it a bigger deal
I
than
could
it
have
needs
just
to be.
not answered the door.
You could have, and then I would have went in underneath there.
Then you would have broke into a business.
That's not breaking in. I'm the police. I'm in charge to make sure
You don't
that
have
crime-
rights. I told you could not come in here.
Yep. And
You don't have rights to come in here.
Well, you're not identifying yourself. A business has been
I don't
closed
have
for
to.
hours.
I don't have to.
Like I said, I'm not.
I don't
gonna
have to
explain
help
it
you
again.
in your investigation, dude. So you can go into anybody's house. If anybody's house is
This is not a house, sir.
Dude, it's a private It's a private property. No, it's a private property.
Business.
Does it matter?
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
private property. You can
You're
leave
a-
now. You can leave.
Like I said,
You can leave.
Did I explain my point?
No.
You have any questions about it?
Yeah, thanks for violating my rights.
It's not violating your rights.
Well, I don't have to let you in.
Yep,
So, and I don't have
you
to
don't
tell
have
my
to
name.
let me in.
I don't have to
I
tell
don't
you my
need your
name
permission
either.
to let me in.
I don't have to tell you my name
You
either.
refuse to identify
I don't
yourself.
have to help you with your
You refuse to identify yourself in a business that's been closed after hours.
shut
You have
that.
any questions
You can
about
shut
that?
that
I'll be contacting the owner. Make sure you have permission in the morning. Okay?
I'll talk.
Have a good night.
Soon after leaving the property, they contacted Hunter's friend, who was the owner, and they found out that he was indeed telling the truth as he had permission to be inside. The next day, Mr. Hunter went to the Waite Park Police Department to file a complaint against the officers. He also intends to file a lawsuit against the cops in the city and has set up a GoFundMe to get donations. Surprisingly, this wasn't the last time that a police officer tried to intimidate an individual who was just minding his own business.
What crime did I commit for you to defend
Shut
me?
your mouth so I can explain it to
Are you in charge of this lady?
On May 9th, 2023, Ryan Gould, a resident of the apartment complex, was swimming laps in his building's swimming pool when a woman named Anna came over and started swimming perpendicular to him. Ryan asked her to swim in the same direction as him to avoid a collision, but she refused and both eventually collided. Anna got furious and called her husband, who arrived at the pool and started to threaten Ryan. As he answered, the situation heated up and her husband eventually revealed his firearm to Ryan by lifting his shirt. The poor guy got scared and immediately called 911. After 10 minutes, officers from the Palm Beach Gardens Police Department arrived and, instead of listening to him, calmly escalated the entire situation.
For me?
I'm not the one with the gun.
Sir, I don't keep your hands out of your pockets. Put the
Relax.
phone
I
down.
haven't done a crime. Don't talk to me like
Listen
that.
to me. I don't know you.
Listen,
you can put
I
that
don't
down.
know you. You're the one with the gun. Why
Get down on the ground now. Get down on the ground.
this?
Get down on the ground.
What the f-
I told you not
That's
to
why
reach for anything.
I haven't committed a crime. You don't have any.
Hands out to your
I
side
haven't
now.
committed a crime.
Now you can put your hands behind your back.
You can't get me for what?
Yes, I can.
For what?
I don't know you.
I don't know you. You're the ones with guns. Yeah, you're arresting me for nothing.
I'm detaining you right
That's
now.
fine. You're detaining me for what crime?
Because you don't want to listen.
That's not a crime. Are your body cams on?
Yes, they sure
Good.
are.
Good. I called you guys for help because this guy's brandishing a gun at me.
Sit down. I didn't say get up. I said sit down.
Who the f is this? Where's your supervisor?
I'm getting
Do you
one.
see how she's talking to me? I haven't done anything.
The female officer, Bethany Guerrero, completely lost her cool and went over to detain Ryan, who was unarmed and didn't pose any threat to the cops. She refused to listen to him and only kept escalating the situation.
You don't
Why am I in
listen.
handcuffs? I don't care. You're not my mom.
Because I'm
You're not my
coming here
dad.
for a gun.
That's fine. I don't have a gun. I haven't committed a crime.
When I told you to keep your hands out of your pockets,
You're not
you did
my,
it.
I didn't commit a crime. You don't get to tell me what to do.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Why are you yelling at me?
Because I have every
Who
right to
are
right
you?
now.
What's your badge number?
321 Guerrero, Guerri. Make sure you spell it right.
If you're this scared of a guy in a
Scared? I've been here
swimsuit,
for 20 years.
you're terrified of a guy in a swimsuit. I didn't do anything.
You can shut your mouth.
They
now.
just detained me. I explained. There's no gun. That guy
I don't
has a gun.
detain anybody for no reason.
Then what reason?
Because I
What
told
crime
you
did I commit for you to detain
shut
me?
your mouth so I can explain it to
Are
you?
you in charge of this lady?
Imagine calling the cops for help only to be arrested and humiliated on the ground instead. None of the officers spoke anything in favor of Ryan, as they were equally involved in this tyranny.
Who's the search? This is absurd. Why am I in handcuffs on the ground? Are you a supervisor?
No, he's not.
Can someone explain why I'm handcuffed on the
Shut your mouth so I can talk to you?
Look at you. You're furious. What did I do?
You did not listen.
You're not my boss.
Listen to me.
I don't need to listen to you.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Who are you?
This is the only way.
I didn't commit a crime. I don't give a fuck. I didn't commit a crime. She doesn't get to detain me.
Yes,
pull
I
her
do.
gun. Pull her gun on me.
Because when you
Put
put
me on
your
the ground.
hands in your pocket and
I
I'm
didn't
getting
commit a
a phone call
crime.
of a
I don't
gun,
care.
you
You're
don't
that
wanna
terrified?
listen.
You shouldn't be a cop if you're that terrified.
I've been here for 20 years,
Yeah,
punk.
yeah. Here.
Ryan was confused by this treatment and agitated. He kept questioning the officers around him about their behavior, but none of them could give him a convincing answer.
What's suspicion?
You don't need to be in crime.
Yes, I do. To detain me, you need
to
suspicion of a crime.
No, you do not.
Yes, you do. You don't know the law? Please explain it to him. You cannot just go around detaining random people.
Can you calm down for a second?
I'm in handcuffs
Can you calm down? Obviously, we're not getting
stand
anywhere.
up? I'll calm down if I can stand up.
No, you're not
You
standing
can have
up.
a seat on the ground.
For what crime? What did
I'm
I
in
do?
charge, not you.
No, you're not.
And you blue nail polish, cute.
Okay.
No,
I'm not gonna do it. What did I do?
Down, all right?
What did I do?
All right, don't try to get up. Sit down.
Excuse me, sir. Are you in charge? No. Can someone tell me why I'm in
I already
handcuffs?
told someone
what
in charge to
crime
get here.
or what?
Right now, all I need you to do is keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not gonna do it. Arrest me.
You are under arrest.
I want you. Okay, arrest me.
You're
Go ahead,
under
take me to
arrest for
jail.
resisting. I am
Go
gonna
ahead,
take
take
you
me to jail. Take me to jail right now.
Officer Guerrero was on a damaging power trip. She had arrested Ryan without any reason. His rights were being violated, and he kept trying to defend himself.
Take me to jail right now. Take me to jail. Do it. Do it.
Oh, I will.
Do it. I'm ready.
going to.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready.
What's your name, dude?
Excuse me.
What's your name?
Allow me to stand up
What's
and
your name?
No.
Negative. Doesn't work that way.
Okay. Tell me what crime I'm here for.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. You're under arrest.
For what crime?
You have to give your name. You're already on arrest.
That's fine. What crime though?
Don't worry. She already told you.
She's already got you.
Resisting arrest is a secondary charge. That's a secondary charge.
It's not a secondary.
Then take me to jail. I'm not
You are
going
going to jail. Don't
Okay,
worry
let's
about
go.
it. I got you.
Let's go.
There's your supervisor right
That's
there.
fine. I'm ready. Take me.
You can sit there.
I'm ready to go to jail. Take me.
Soon after, a supervisor arrived and spoke to Officer Guerrero to understand the scene. Shockingly, the officer lied to her supervisor, making matters worse for Ryan.
I'm not going to stop talking.
Stop.
Face on the ground.
Stop.
I'm not going to stop talking. Arrest
Stop.
me. Arrest me.
You are under arrest.
Okay, take me.
I got you.
Take me to jail.
Go ahead.
Caller calls. I guess he was doing this, harassing the out of his wife, yelling and screaming, causing a 38.
He's harassing
This one is harassing.
his wife?
Yes.
Wait, the caller's wife or his wife?
His wife. The caller has a gun. This guy came at him the way he came at us, and he opened up his shirt. He came out here. Me and Strzelecki roll up. He's got his hands in his pocket, and I go, bro, take your hands out of your pocket, right? And then when he goes and pulls the phone out, and he goes to put it back. And I said, keep your hands out of your pocket. And I throw down on him. And he goes, where am I going to put a gun on your bathing suit? I said, I don't know you, right? So then he goes to go back in his pockets again. Now he's laughing, and I go, get on the ground, right? So he gets on the ground. He tosses his phone to the side. I go, put your hands behind your back. So I cuff him up. He's like, look at you piece of shit. You're fine. Like, just went off. You have no right to detain me. He goes, resisting arrest is a secondary. And I'm like, what are you talking about? So obviously he's amped up on something. But when he, like the first couple times when he didn't want to listen to me about keeping his hands out of his pockets, I thought it was funny, I drew down on him.
Okay. Guerriero had fabricated the events leading to Ryan's arrest, almost convincing the supervisor that she was right. Finally, however, the officer went over to talk to the person who brandished the weapon earlier and lied about the event, not knowing that it had been caught on CCTV earlier.
I was in the apartment putting groceries away, and she called me and said that there was a guy harassing her at the pool.
Okay, was it that guy over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I just ran over here. And as soon as I got here, he got out of the pool and started screaming.
At you?
At me and my wife.
Okay, what was he saying?
He was saying something like, your wife is f***ing crazy, she's f***ing crazy, she's making me move, I'm not going to move. And that's kind of how it started. It was just like, basically hurling insults at my wife. But then he got out of the pool and he started like swinging his arms up and down.
Well, how did he know that you were armed?
I'm not sure.
You told that other officer that you put your hands up like this so that
my wife
is
said
under
that.
display.
I'm not completely sure, to be honest with you. I know it didn't come out of the holster or anything like that.
No, I didn't say it came out, but how was he able to know that you were armed? Because he called us and said that you were armed. So how did he know that?
I don't know. I mean, if I lift my shirt up, you could see it.
Okay.
But,
so did you want him to see that you were armed? Did you tell him you were armed?
I don't think so. No.
Officer Guerriero noticed a slight change in his story from what he had said to the last officer. After a few minutes, another officer went over to talk to him, and suddenly, he was having anxiety attacks.
Gentlemen, okay, I spoke to him. I'm trying to understand exactly what happened again. Can you explain to me from your perspective what happened? You got the phone call from your wife. She calls you, hey, I'm in an argument over here with so-and-so. She said, can you come help? What happened?
She said that he was harassing her.
Okay, so what happened? You came over here and what? Where was he located when you came in here?
He was swimming when I came. He got out of the pool on that side.
Okay, and where was your wife at?
Yeah, he said...
Well, hold on, ma'am.
Hold on.
Yeah. Do you mind just... Yeah.
He started screaming. He really started screaming as soon as he got out of the pool, as soon as I got here.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm like almost having an anxiety attack.
No problem. If you need fire rescue, I'll call them for you.
The officer was kind enough to give him some time to collect himself. However, this courtesy and empathy should have been included when they encountered Ryan. Shortly after, another officer went over to question him, and he changed the story of what had happened.
I think then my wife got closer to him, and I tried to insert myself in between them.
Okay.
So at that point, we were maybe like 4 or 5 feet apart.
Okay. At what point in time did you pull up your shirt?
Somewhere in there.
Okay.
To be honest, I'm really not sure.
What was your intentions when you pulled up your shirt?
I really am not comfortable saying anymore. I'm so hazy in my memory that I don't want to say the wrong thing. Can I wait till I have a lawyer?
Sure, absolutely. That's 100% up to you. Okay.
Can you tell me? Am I going to need a lawyer? Am I going to?
That's up to you. I mean, you can request a lawyer anytime you want. These right here is surveillance footage, though. I'm just letting you know.
The officers couldn't extract any concrete information from the guy, and that's when Guerriero went over to the other officers to develop a strategy.
We're working on it. They're drawing it down now.
Okay. So
either file too.
I was going to say either you hold him or you file, but we have a weapon, and it was used in the crime.
Well, we'll take the weapon.
So
I'm not worried about that.
What are you going to take the weapon for?
Right now, pending the outcome of this investigation.
Okay. Sure. So then I would go with that then. Take him for the resisted out.
Yeah. What do you think, Bev?
And then, I mean, if anything, file on him. You can let him know, hey, we're taking your firearm, pending the outcome of this investigation. But
I feel like at this point they both deserve to go, and I'll tell you why.
Well, these cops were unhinged, but this next tyrant took things up a notch.
You don't have my permission to even
your signed authorization? This guy's coming up aggressive, everyone.
It appeared as if the employee considered himself too high as he claimed that the auditor did not have his authorization. Well, in fact, he was on public property and he could audio and video record anything he could see from there. However, the employee was not happy about this and did something shocking.
Can I help you?
No, can you help us?
Yo, get away from me, buddy.
No, dude. Who are you?
Get away from me, dude.
Why are you here?
Back the
Why are you here?
I suggest you leave me alone.
You're on private property.
I suggest you do something about that then and get back inside.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah, really. You like going around people like this?
You know
think
what?
that's fun? Don't touch my buddy.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, so
do it. Do it.
What?
Touch it. That's on camera.
What
back the.
What are we doing here?
Back the off, buddy. You touch. You get tased. Get the back inside.
What's going on here?
Get the back inside. Do not touch me.
The hideous man tried to grab his camera and even proceeded to lie about it later. Roberts felt threatened and pulled out his taser in self-defense. Both of them continued to argue with him.
Why did he come up and grab me?
You back off.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did, buddy.
Get that thing out of my face.
No, you come up to me, get in my face, I'll do something, buddy. Get inside.
Call 911.
Get inside.
Call the sheriff's department. Yep. Whoa, dude.
Whoa, dude, you just come up and grab people? What the is wrong with you? Your homie did.
Don't he my homie. This is private property. You say you're filming.
This is an easement. I'm not on your property. You see that? That belongs to the city.
And why are you here anyway?
So let me ask you a question. Does that give you the right to come up and grab my camera and almost break it?
People here? Hey,
you assaulted me, buddy.
Call 911. Call the sheriff's department. Hey, call your husband.
Fat boy.
Oh man, wow, this guy's great.
Get in, Tubby.
Yeah, he's freaking hopped up on freaking meth. Look at his teeth.
Yeah, look at you, buddy. You come up and grab me for fucking reason. What's your problem? What did I do to you? What did I do to you? I'm out in public recording, and you come up and grab somebody, dude.
Realizing that he couldn't bully Roberts anymore as he had his taser out, both of them decided to go back inside. However, he had the audacity to call the cops on Roberts, who quickly went over to confront him.
Hey, how about this? I go up to you and grab your phone right out of your hand and snatch it. What are you gonna do if I do that? You're gonna beat the shit out of me, right? He grabbed my. Yeah, buddy, I got your name too. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get a nice little talking to with the police. Oh, nothing. Just gonna it out here. That's about it. Yeah, by one of their workers.
What happened?
I was just out here taking some pictures, and one of the guys came out here saying he didn't want to be filmed, and he ran up to me, started circling me, grabbed my camera, started pushing up on me. So that sounds like an assault. And it's all videotaped.
You have it on video?
Oh, it's all recorded. Luckily, he didn't break my camera. Otherwise, I probably couldn't show you guys if you want to see it. Because I do want to press charges on him.
Was there something involving a taser?
Oh, I pulled it out in self-defense.
Okay.
When you come out at me like that and you're about to destroy my stuff and do bodily harm to me, you're damn right I'm gonna pull a taser on someone.
After hearing what had happened earlier, the deputy should have instantly gone inside and held the employee accountable for escalating the issue. However, he started to argue with Roberts, who wasn't in any mood to listen to him.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do a report on him too.
That's fine, we can do that.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have to learn.
I just need to give this deputy your information for me, alright?
You have an ID or something? I don't have an ID. Yeah, buddy, you're gonna learn you can't come outside and grab people, man. That ain't right.
While we're handling this, don't yell. You're just
all right.
Cause him to get up.
Is it free speech? Am I allowed to say stuff?
Well, you have a freedom of speech, but there's also something called breach of peace.
Okay, I'd like to see you try that, buddy. Those people put hands on me. I'm the victim. So you want to turn it around on me?
I'm not turning it around.
Please do so.
What I'm telling you is,
you guys are known to be the biggest piece of
However, if this wasn't enough, the officer also threatened Roberts with an arrest. It was bizarre to see how the cops were dealing with this situation.
Let me explain something to you, all right?
Yeah, sure. Explain to me public photography and people coming up and touching me. What did I do wrong?
Are you gonna let me talk?
Go on ahead.
What I was saying is, I don't need you yelling while I'm trying to talk to this man, because that's gonna cause him to yell, cause a scene. You get mad, he's gonna get mad, then it escalates.
Okay.
Just talk to this deputy.
Let me tell you something. I'm allowed to say whatever the hell I want.
You are.
If I want to say because he came up and grabbed me, and I want to call him a dummy for doing that, I have every right to.
What? If you yell across this parking lot while you have all these people standing around, that is called breach of peace.
You want to try that, buddy?
I will lock you up for
You
that,
want to
okay?
try that?
Yes, I will.
You want to try that?
All right.
Try
We're not going
it.
that
Try
route,
it. Try it. Name and badge number.
Corporal Driggers, 108.
Name and badge number.
Driggers, 236.
All right, go do my charge.
That's when the supervisor went inside Dove Technologies to have a talk with the other people involved. Meanwhile, Roberts was alone with the other deputy, who was also being schooled by Roberts.
Can you go tell him, go question the guy who me?
He's gonna conduct his investigation. It's not my job to supervise.
So you can't tell him the information I just gave you? What, the description of the individual?
Okay. Do you see him up there?
No, he's not. He's inside hiding. He hasn't left either. I've gotten every license plate, every car that's come in and out of here. I made sure of that.
What was he wearing?
Yeah, the blue shirt. Short, dark hair, fat. Probably the only short, fat one in there.
Harassing employees and pulling a taser on someone.
Oh, cool. Did they mention that they came out when I was just taking pictures of their property and they came up and grabbed me? Did they tell you that? Did they tell you they circled me and surrounded me? They mentioned that in the 911 call? Oh, they didn't mention the part before though, right? The part where they assaulted me, they forgot, they left that out.
We got a call about a suspicious person being on the property.
However, even the deputy didn't seem too happy with Roberts' action and started to turn against him. Roberts was shocked to see these cops going against him, as none of them were willing to review the footage that could have proven the truth.
Am I on the property?
I'm assuming you were if you were over there.
Oh, you're assuming I was.
Were you over there? You said you were filming that car.
You know what? I'm not going to answer any more questions.
Walk around the vehicles, filming the cars, so that means you was on the property.
I'm not going to answer any more questions. That's how stupid you are. That's how stupid you are.
Keep on, buddy.
Yeah. We're on. This is called a career killer right here, this camera. Yeah.
That's all you got to do, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. And you got to violate rights and not uphold your...
I'm not violating your right. You can film all day.
Well, you just said I was on their property.
You said you was on their property.
I never did once.
You said you was walking around the car, filming the cars.
I said I was filming every license plate and every car going in and out. Did I say I was inside their property?
If we're gonna do this report, you need to explain to me in detail how it got to the point.
Do you see where I'm standing? Do you see where I'm standing right now? Hey, I'm over here.
You're standing by the mailbox. Technically, this is still their property.
You're so
Until
dumb.
you're in the road.
I dare you, man. I dare you.
Dare me to what?
Trespass me. If you think this is their property, trespass me.
You need to explain to me what happened to the point to where you say you got assaulted.
How about I talk to this guy? Is this your supervisor? You're not, man, you're just an idiot.
Walk over there and talk to me.
Soon after, another deputy showed up, and it appeared as if this had become quite an issue. Roberts went over to him and started explaining what had happened, hoping he might be interested in the actual truth.
Deputy Potion 229.
All right, I just got assaulted, and this guy really doesn't care. He's not really.
He's just talking shit, running his mouth. That's all he does.
I'm just talking shit.
I'm trying to ask him. He said he got assaulted, but he is yet to tell me how.
I told
got
you
circled by this guy.
I've told him multiple times this guy is terrible. If you're a supervisor, reprimand him.
I'm not a supervisor.
All right, can you help me and do your job?
Our supervisor's over there. He done cussed him out.
Oh, why did I cuss him out? Because he said he was going to arrest me after I got assaulted.
He said he was going to arrest you for breach of peace if you didn't shut your mouth all across the parking lot.
How about you shut your mouth? How about you do that, buddy? Just shut your mouth.
I don't have to do anything you say.
You're useless, bro.
Okay.
You're a useless public servant.
Right.
That's all you are. And then he went boom and grabbed my camera and twisted as hard as he could. He almost broke the lens off. So I'm just curious, if he's allowed to do that, can I do that to anyone? Like if I see a girl in public and she has a purse on and I'm like, give me that purse, let me see it for a second. I can just grab it. Okay, so that's illegal.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
Finally, the supervisor returned, and it seemed as if he wasn't interested in delivering justice to Roberts.
Well, Mr. Roberts, I spoke with the two gentlemen that came out and dealt with you. All right. All their information is going to be entered into the report as well as your statement that you gave this deputy. All right.
All right.
I made them aware that yes, you can view video from a public area, which the roadway is public. But if you cross over into the
I've checked the property lines. I don't need directives.
Okay. Well, I still got to tell you, okay?
You don't have to tell me.
Well, I'm going.
Roberts realized that he wouldn't be getting any good news from these tyrants, and that's when he decided to ridicule the deputies who were trying to give him a law lesson.
If you go onto their property, you will be arrested for trespass.
Wash your hands afterwards. Just wash your hands.
That has nothing to do with what we're doing.
I just don't want you to look at your hands. So make sure if you ever mess, wash your hands afterwards, okay?
All right. You go on the property, you're going to go to jail.
If you smoke, that's not good, man. So please don't smoke. Please don't do hair. Oh, there'll be a big protest here, buddy. I'm going to have big signs that say and I'd like to see you come try to do something then. We're going to have a nice little protest out here. Peaceful protest.
Case number is 226-626. Count 72822.
I bet you're upset I didn't have any warrants. Hey, remember, wash your hands, man. Just wash your hands.
The auditor was preparing to leave the scene, but that's when Sergeant Morrison arrived and immediately approached him. He had no idea what was about to happen, and you'll be shocked.
How you doing, sir? How you doing, sir?
Not too good.
Wow, what's going on today, buddy?
I had some dude inside. Oh, you're getting really close, man.
Oh, yeah, I like to get close. I like to talk to people.
Can you stop?
Sir,
So
I want to talk to you. What's going on, my friend?
Stop getting so close to me, dude.
What's going on, man?
Dude, stop approaching me.
Sir, I'm allowed to approach
Back the fuck off, dude.
Okay.
Give me some space, dude.
Go ahead and turn.
Give me some space,
Put your hand
dude.
behind your back.
No, give me some. Ow!
The sergeant had no authority to do this, as he just threw his camera onto the ground and went over to arrest him. Roberts was stunned to be on the receiving end of this police brutality.
For you?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, very nice, dude. Very nice. Enjoy the lawsuit. Enjoy paying for my camera too.
Absolutely.
Enjoy paying for my camera.
Now, you getting resisting arrest?
Resisting, I'm not moving.
Nope. When I went to put my hands on you, you pulled away from me.
Yeah, because you have no right to arrest me.
Sir, you're
nothing.
under arrest. You have the right, the attorney
You
have
kept
him or
approaching me.
Sir, you have the right, the attorney have him or present before any questions asked. You decide any time to exercise these rights and not make any more statements. Do you understand these rights?
I don't answer any more questions without a lawyer present.
Absolutely. All right, go and stand them up. So here's the thing, you pulled it out and you was starting them.
He attacked me. It's on camera.
All right. Well, we're going to log all this in too.
Good, do it. Thanks for breaking my camera.
Appreciate it, man.
Cool.
Make sure you get my battery too.
Roberts was then taken to the police station, and that's when Sergeant Morrison committed the disgusting act of deleting all the footage of this incident. However, Roberts ended up recovering the footage, and it was evident that Morrison was done. Rightly so, he was fired from his position after an internal investigation. Well, if you think this cop had a moment of rage, you'll be shocked to see what this next officer did.
Stop following us around! That's your last warning!
You got that.
Go ahead and record it. Officer Tobler 612. No problem.
In June 2013, a couple observed a police officer arresting someone, and that's when they started to record him. However, after some minutes, Officer Scott Tobler couldn't resist and went over to confront them.
Yeah, 4.
I have a Zoom meter, so if you need to pull it out or whatever.
Do me a favor, activate your camera on this pickup. Sydney, can you tell me a car suspicious vehicle? It's going to be commercial truck, Nebraska 393616, 393616, occupied 2 times.
You don't have to give your ID when you did nothing wrong.
Okay, fine. 11th in Illinois.
Yeah, you hold it.
Yeah,
license, registration.
Did I commit a
proof
crime?
of insurance.
Did I commit a crime?
I want your license, registration, and insurance.
I'm asking you, did I commit a crime?
I will explain that in a second here.
Well, according to Nebraska state statute, all I have
just
to
asked you for your license,
Well, I
your
understand.
registration, and your proof of insurance.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, you're being video recorded and audio recorded.
So are you.
Oh, well, good.
They had committed no crime, yet the officer demanded their ID. The guy, Stephen Bell, had no obligation to give his credentials, but he ended up handing them over to the officer.
And you're telling me I did not commit a crime? Correct?
Check 612 for 393616, white and gray 92, 1500, white and gray 92, Chevrolet 1500, registered to Stephen Bell, 2446 11th Avenue, 2446 11th Avenue, Sydney, March 2, 2014, February 2014, insurance is still valid.
I'm asking you again, what am I being pulled over for? What am I being stopped for? Am I being detained?
Not at the moment.
Well, can I have my license, registration, be free to go, please?
Why are you circling my crime scene?
Officer Tobler claimed that they were constantly following him and interfering with his traffic stop. However, videotaping cops is not illegal as they are doing it from a distance. They were simply driving on the road and the cop had no reason to act like a tyrant.
I do not have to answer any questions without a lawyer present.
Okay, why are you constantly following us?
I do not have to answer any questions without a lawyer present.
Are you afraid?
I do not have to answer any questions without a lawyer
I'm
present.
going to tell you what. The next time you follow me to a crime scene or any scene of that nature, including a traffic stop or anything of that nature, I will arrest you for obstructing. Because one, you're taking away my focus on what needs to be taken care of.
But you're
All we're doing
but
is
you
driving.
are
Let me explain something to you.
Well, let me explain something to you. You don't run the law, you only enforce the
Do you
law.
want to go to jail for obstructing?
For what?
What
For
are we-
I'm driving down
What
the
is he
street.
You are taking away from my duties right now.
All he's doing is driving down the street.
Do you want to go to jail too?
For what?
For
obstructing.
what? Obstructing
Officer
what?
Hopfrock, what am I instructing by driving down the street?
Another officer had joined in on the conversation, and he tried to de-escalate the situation by explaining the details in a much better way.
Stephen, what he's trying to explain is when you keep driving by and things like that, he has to take some focus away from what he's actually
So
trying
the
to do.
5 other cars that I've watched do the same thing, they're going to get stopped too tonight?
You've
Because I
drove
have them
around-
on video, Officer Hopfrock.
Well,
I have this
drove-
video.
You've drove around at least 5 times since I've been right here.
So is other vehicles. So have people walking by.
They're leaving the theater.
Um,
That's understandable. Or are you just
so
leaving-
you're telling me I don't have the right of freedom of movement?
All I'm saying is you're creating a problem for yourself.
You're creating a problem for me
you're
right now.
creating. Look.
You have stopped me for no
Listen,
reason.
The officer wasn't making any sense, and he had no answers for the Bell's question. However, he suddenly lost his cool and had a shocking reaction.
Stop following us around.
There's no login.
Stop following us around! That's your ass!
You got that.
Go ahead and record it.
We are.
Officer Tobler 612. No problem. Just because you're a chicken shit mother and you had no problem.
Scott, that's enough. Stephen, go, okay? Just go.
I would like to file charges. He threw something at me for a...
Okay.
I would like to file charges,
Let me
Officer
get your
Hopfrock.
information, and I will forward that on to Major Akins.
Okay.
Okay?
I'll
He
wait.
handles all of the internal affairs. Okay? So what's a phone number for you, Stephen, so he can get a hold of you?
Scott?
Tobler completely lost his cool and had to be physically removed from the scene by the senior officer, who stood there and noted his details for a complaint against him.
The first time I came around, yelled at me to go threw his hands up like he wanted to fight me.
Okay.
Right there on that corner.
And we did nothing
And
but drive
I didn't
by.
do anything but drive by. The first time.
Okay.
At that point in time, I parked. Thought if he had a problem, he can come over and talk to me. And this is the attitude I get. You saw right here, I gave him no attitude. I questioned. He doesn't like being questioned.
All right. All right. I will take those concerns on to Major Akins, okay? That's all I can do at this point.
That's fine.
Okay?
Thank
all right? If you would you please leave this scene?
I
would
leave this scene.
appreciate that. Okay?
Absolutely, Officer Hopfrock.
All right. Thank you very much. I'm going to go over here and see what else needs to be done.
All right?
Thank you.
If you think this officer went on a power trip, you'd be surprised to see the reaction of these officers. On June 29, 2016, multiple officers from the Avon Police Department were dispatched after a caller made some shocking revelations on a 911 call. Let's just hear what she had to say.
Hi, my sister works at the Fairfield Inn on Colorado Avenue in Avon. She is a desk worker.
Okay.
There is a male in a full headdress with multiple disposable phones pledging his, pledging his allegiance or something to ISIS. And
Okay.
she is very panicky.
Okay, is your sister able to call us?
No, she is at the front desk. of the
Okay.
hotel.
Okay, what is your name?
A desk clerk from Fairfield Inn contacted her sister, telling her about a person who was pledging his allegiance to ISIS. She even told her father about this, who contacted the cops as well. Shortly after, several officers with their drawn went over to the hotel where the person was staying.
Let's go on the LT. Stack up.
There he is. There he is. Right there.
On the ground now!
Get on the ground!
Get on the ground! Down! On the ground! Do it now!
Get on your car.
Down! Roll out! On the ground! Do it now! Roll out! Lay down! Roll out! Do it now! Hold your arms! Step away!
On me.
Got you.
I'm on you.
Get in front of me. This yellow. Come behind you. Awesome. Head straight out in front of you. Don't move. Behind you. Awesome. Go in. Grab his hands. Cuff him up. We're cover. Get the phone away. Take the phone away.
The cops soon identified the suspected person and went over to confront him. They ended up throwing him to the ground as they attempted to handcuff him. However, the worst was yet to come.
Cover the entrance LT. Get your back. Yeah.
What is this?
Go.
All right, you got his arm? Grab that arm.
You good?
Here.
37. We have one detained. Just one. We're in the main entrance. So I'm gonna bring that cruiser right here. We're gonna put him in. Pull up.
Let's check him first.
What is this?
All right, turn to your left or your right. Turn to your right.
What happened?
Pull up.
Not good to do it like this.
That's it, brother.
One detained. Said she's by herself.
Not good this. I'm tourist and this is good, not good.
Yeah, it's not good. It's right.
Make a sweep this place.
I don't know. He's got it.
She said he's by himself.
The man was visibly shocked and made sure to express his frustration to the cops. The officers never tried to investigate the issue or even ask him about anything. However, they just took the word of the hotel clerk and went on with this atrocity. However, they were soon about to discover something shocking.
Anybody else? She said he's by himself.
This guy down, make sure he's got nothing on.
We will. Relax. We're gonna get you to stand up first. You got that? Sit up.
One detained. We've made contact in front.
Good
head down, gentlemen.
Sit up.
Head down.
Up over here, man. Right up. Open up. Turn your shit on.
Good.
He's got a wallet or something. Another cell phone.
You stay with him. You stay with him. Okay.
I'm gonna have you remove your shoe. You got that? Lift your back leg up. Lift your left leg up. Lift your left leg. This leg, lift it. Backwards.
The cops kept bullying him and thoroughly searching him. It was revealed that he had absolutely no connections with ISIS, and he was identified as a UAE businessman, Ahmed Al-Manhali, who had come to the United States for medical treatment.
Lift your other leg up.
Says he works for the embassy.
That's nice. Lift your leg up.
Broken my telephone also.
Yeah, so you broke
Yes.
my nail.
Really well.
Come this way.
Hey, are you guys good? Over front, we're just going to sweep the lot. There's possibly a second guy I'm seeing somewhere.
Have a seat in the car.
Yeah, we're good.
The officers proceeded to make him sit in the back of the police cruiser as they investigated him. However, all of this could have been done before humiliating him and harassing him.
Got in there? Watch your leg.
One of the cell phones I threw over there is ringing. Here, you want to call this in? No. SIM cards. He has them all right now. There's like 6 or 7 different ones.
Amherst. Flea Market.
He had this thing in here.
Drop it down.
No idea what that is. Got one on.
I don't know which one. Let me see. Give it to me.
The cops soon realized the truth and were shell-shocked as well. They immediately got him out of the police car and uncuffed him. None of them offered him any apology and had no remorse on their faces for the things they did to the innocent tourist.
Got it.
Which one?
I thought I saw it. I was searching. I'm like, where did that come from?
The silver minivan? Here's your shoes.
Despite being treated so poorly, Ahmed respected the officers and didn't even shout or show any resistance.
Ahmed? He's police? He's a police officer? Where? In Cleveland? Speak Arabic? Go inside.
Not sure.
Just a message. You want to leave a message? Have them call you back? Call them again?
However, this arrest and humiliation had taken a toll on his mental and physical health as he passed out right in front of the cops.
Okay, well here's the issue. He's at the Fairfield and in our city. The employee here at Fairfield stated he came in. He's fully dressed in a white gown.
If you could explain to them why we did what we did, that's what I'm saying. We'll apologize. I just think that's and
you okay?
They got scared, called us, and we took, we detained him.
You okay?
Okay? Thanks. And now
he just passed out.
So, that's guys. She got nervous because of how he was dressed.
Sir, what kind of medical issues do you have?
He had a stroke. He's here at Cleveland for
You had
his
a stroke?
treatment.
Okay.
Family member called us. Okay.
He's had a stroke. Heart problems?
Is this your brother? No. My daughter was still.
Once again, the officers were slow to react, and none of them showed any sense of emergency. Shortly after, EMS was called, and the officers tried to get him on an emergency gurney to take him to the hospital.
All right, we're getting the cot right now.
You know, we had to take him out of the drawn.
That's a long name.
Yeah. We're gonna pick you up and put you on the cot here. 1 second, okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna take your glasses, give them to the officer here, and put them with your other possessions. Can you talk to me?
Ahmed, how do you feel? What's going on? You not feel so well?
All right, boss, I'm gonna sit you up here.
We couldn't explain it because he
How you feel? That good?
Not good? Okay. All right, I'm gonna grab your wrist, boss. I'm gonna stand you up, and we're gonna move you to this cot. You got me?
how the call came in. Just want to grab his leg. The squad's going to be taking him to get checked out.
I'll probably go to St. John West Shore, probably. St. John's. Ahmed, can you talk to me so we can treat you here?
I think I got Tommy.
It's shocking how a fake 911 call can lead to such a drastic emergency. I wonder what was wrong with the clerk and how she could make such a horrendous mistake.
He was nodding me and acknowledging. Here, cross him over.
I copy that.
Oh, okay. Once we determined that it wasn't called immediately, took him out of cuffs, took him out of the car. But now he is.
Ahmed was taken to the hospital where he was treated for his injuries. On the other hand, this matter became an international issue, as the UAE's Ministry of Foreign Affairs intervened and demanded an apology from Avon officials. Avon's mayor and police chief later apologized to Ahmed. On the other hand, the clerk who made the call was fired from her job. Surprisingly, this isn't the first time cops did something stupid and acted against the law.
The camera. 1. Whoa. 2. Don't shoot me. You're under arrest. Whoa.
On June 15, 2016, First Amendment auditor Mr. Valentine was conducting a First Amendment audit at a public parking lot of the Municipal Court and Police Department buildings in South Carolina when a police officer approached him.
How are you today?
What's your name and badge number?
I'm Corporal Shrad at the Greer Police Department. How are you?
I'm alright.
Okay. Is there any reason why you're videotaping? I'm just curious. You're not in any kind of trouble. There's nothing here other than we got called and told that you were walking around the parking lot. So, any particular reason for it? No, you're not going to answer. So we're just going to have a stare off because I'm recording you and you're recording me. Is that what we're going to do? Do you have your ID on you?
Have I done anything wrong?
Well, you're recording a suspicious activity, which puts this into a category of suspicious activity, which means that Terry versus Ohio, I can detain you until I can determine or deny that there's criminal
Terry v. Ohio said suspicious activity is not enough for reasonable cause for ID.
The auditor refused to answer any questions and did not give his ID as he wasn't obliged to according to the law. However, the officer kept on escalating the issue, which could have been handled in a much better way.
So suspicious activity, is that a felony or misdemeanor?
That's a misdemeanor.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
And I can't believe you just sat here and lied.
Yep, go ahead and give me your ID.
Can you call your supervisor to the scene?
I am a supervisor.
I need another one.
Okay.
I need a lieutenant or somebody else.
Okay.
Actually, I'll go and do this type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so.
just curious.
I mean, hey.
Criminal activity, there's nothing to worry about.
So why are you asking for my ID then?
Because you're not answering me. And when you're not answering me, how do I know you're not in this parking lot to come shoot it up?
It's called the Fifth Amendment, right?
So I can check on that if it's suspicious. And part of that checking is to identify you. So if I can get your
It's
ID.
suspicious, a felony or misdemeanor.
The officer failed to name the law he was breaking, as deep down he knew that he had no reason to stop him. Meanwhile, a sergeant arrived on the scene, and even he didn't try to listen to the auditor.
Name, badge number?
Sergeant Forrester, 301.
All right, how you doing?
Good. How can I help you?
Well, he contacted me. He wanted my ID for no reason, so I need a supervisor to let him know that, you know, without any crime being committed, I don't have to present my ID.
Well, he actually got a call on you.
Well, what crime have I committed?
Well, anytime somebody calls in and reports suspicious activity,
It's suspicious of felony or misdemeanor.
it's neither one, but he asked.
Oh, okay, thank you. So he said it was a misdemeanor. So now we have a conflict on which one it is.
Both of these officers had no reason to demand his ID. However, what this next cop did will leave you stunned.
Whoa.
2.
Don't show me.
You're under arrest.
Whoa.
You're now under arrest. So you got your ID on you? So you got your ID on you?
I went inside my ticket limit, not to anybody, so I can hold your place, please.
Guess what? That's not a right.
Actually, not this.
That's a right to stay in jail. That's a right to stay in jail, because if we don't have an ID and name and everything, then you stay in jail until we figure out who you are. So you can tell us who you are, or you can stay in jail until we figure it out. Interfering with the police.
What crime have I committed?
Interfering with the police. Yes, you were.
You guys came to approach me.
Yes, sir. And I asked you for an ID.
And what crime have I committed?
Interfering with the police.
What crime?
Interfering with the police.
What crime? For you suspended for
Listen to me, because I know you're not deaf.
I don't gotta listen to you.
Interfering with the police. Yes, you were.
I was not.
The officer kept getting in the face of the auditor and was intimidating him into giving his ID. The cop had no knowledge of the law and was directly threatening him with jail. To make matters worse, he proceeded to illegally arrest him.
Out of the South Carolina jail.
Oh,
Right
now you want to
here.
run it. There you go. Now you
Like I heard you say something.
We got a call that he was walking down the Century Insurance parking lot, then filmed our parking lot. I guess he filmed him when he drove by, so I got out and started talking to him. He wouldn't answer me at all. Put your hand back in.
It's crazy to think that the auditor was interfering with the police when they were the ones who approached him initially. He was carrying out a legally protected activity and was in a public parking lot. The officers proceeded to arrest him and put him in the back of the police cruiser. Fortunately, the camera was still on and we could hear the tirades. The cops claimed that they got a call regarding suspicious activity. However, once again, this alone does not allow them to come over and arrest him.
And I told him, I said, Terry versus Ohio, now you're being suspicious, so I can detain you and I didn't see your ID. What crime have I committed? Didn't have an ID. Probably going to be that guy. I'm the one that brought it back. At that point, we moved from friendly conversations. Private facility as well. I think what I'll do too is something. I think what I'll do too is, because I don't know what's on the cell phone or what he's recording. I think that cell phone should tell you that. That would be a good idea. Who knows what he's doing? That's a good idea. Get a talk with the detective so you get a search warrant and download everything on it. I'm sorry? I've got your phone.
This cop got his lesson, but here's a unique case where a police officer turned against his sergeant.
Bottom line is that for both the criminal and the administrative review, there is no excessive use of force. And so your perception is wrong. Well,
because
Lucas, it really comes down to the future, your future in the police department.
You often wonder why cops stay quiet when they see their colleagues commit horrible acts of tyranny. Today, we bring you a rare case where a brave officer dared to question his chief. However, what happened next will leave you shocked, as he was humiliated by the entire department. In March 2021, Heber City police officer Lucas McTaggart was responding to a call about a drunk person accompanied by an officer whom he was training. However, McTaggart discovered that multiple officers were on the scene, including the chief of the police department, Dave Booth. Soon, the suspect started resisting, and McTaggart saw Booth's hand grabbing his neck, violating the department's policy. He immediately filed a report to his supervisor, claiming that Chief Booth used excessive force. Soon, this led to an investigation, and instead of holding Booth accountable, McTaggart was the one on the receiving end.
Then Garrity can be given to make it perfectly clear that there is an obligation on the employee's part to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, kind of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
And so Garrity provides protections to an employee, like in your spot, having to do with potential criminal investigation. Doesn't say crimes can't be brought if Garrity is given, but instead is saying anything that we were to talk about here cannot be shared with criminal investigators. Well, there's already been a criminal investigation conducted. We know there's no crimes that are going to come of that. And so at least that piece is not on the table, and so we won't do it. If we were concerned about your ability to tell the truth, or we questioned any of those things, then we would also consider giving Garrity. We're not in that boat. So you're not in trouble.
Sheriff Jared Rigby, a close friend of Chief Booth, conducted the interview. From the start of the interrogation, he appeared pretty hostile and used intimidation tactics to scare off McTaggart.
I know lots of times officers get concerned about the consequences of what they say, meaning how that affects them with their coworkers. And I do get that, kind of the informal, kind of between officers, crews, supervisors. Are they going to be upset with me? Any of those kinds of things. So, it's not a criminal investigation. It's not a Garrity interview. The first question really that we have is, we know that you're the FTO to Adrian Gondaria on this call, March 31st, 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
Liberty Station, Jesse Rodriguez. And then from there end up being concerns in the police department about how it was handled, specifically whether there was excessive use of force, and even more specific, whether Dave Booth used any excessive use of force. So, what do you know, or what was your involvement in, after March 31st, and that incident, and then discussion with others?
Rigby was more concerned about whether McTaggart had said anything to the officers involved rather than uncovering the whole truth about the incident. He conveniently ignored the entire event as he questioned McTaggart about it.
It's been a while, so I don't 100% recall timing on everything or anything like that, but I know I discussed with, I think, 3 other officers. And I discussed with a supervisor.
Okay, is the supervisor one of the 3 officers or separate?
Separate.
Okay, can you tell us more about the officers and the supervisor?
I believe I talked about it with Rojo, Richard, and I actually want to say Weischer, but that was kind of random because he was just in the office randomly.
And the supervisor?
Jarvie.
Okay, and what were the circumstances there?
My discussion with my supervisor?
Uh-huh.
I was doing what I was obligated to do by policy based on what I had seen.
So, help us understand the circumstances of how that conversation happened.
Officer McTaggart followed departmental policy on reporting any use of excessive force when he spoke to his supervisor. Rigby, on the other hand, continued to stress this issue.
Who was on your crew at that time?
Well, I was FTOing Adrian. So it's just me. It was just me and Jarvie, and then I was training Adrian.
So just the three of you on that crew, on Jarvie's crew?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, at that point, you're the only two on the crew, and he is your crew supervisor.
Yes.
Okay. And this happened in Sergeant Jarvie's office. Is it day crew, or sorry, is it a day shift or a night shift?
I don't remember. I could look back. Adrian may have been out doing paperwork in the office while the door was closed.
Okay.
I don't.
Door was closed.
If he was in the office, the door would have been closed. It wasn't a conversation I would have had for other people to hear.
Did you consider it a formal conversation?
Yes.
So what were the concerns that you raised?
That I observed an officer use excessive force. Or what I perceived to be excessive force from where I saw it happen.
You're concerned about Dave Booth using excessive force?
Correct.
And you communicated that to Sergeant Jarvie?
I did.
During the incident, McTaggart was alongside Officer Adrian, whom he was training. Finally, Rigby asked him about what had happened earlier, and he told the truth.
At what point do you think that Dave Booth used excessive force?
When he put his hand on Jesse's neck and squeezed his neck to put him into the back of, I believe it was Adrian's car, but that patrol car.
So, to say it accurately, when in recovered, he knew that the recording was going. Okay. When he put his hand on Jesse's neck and squeezed, is that accurate?
Yes.
And put him inside the car.
McTaggart was fearless throughout the interview and never had a change of thoughts. He explained how he was troubled by the incident, as he now had to tell a junior officer he was training that the chief broke the law and went against policy.
Were there any other concerns that you had about excessive use of force?
No.
Anything else, any other concerns that you raised at the time with Sergeant Jarvie having to do with the incident?
Only how to deal with that. Excuse me, how to have that conversation with somebody that I was training to be a new officer who I thought witnessed it, because it was just the three of us there. Everybody else was kind of milling around scene. As you know, there was a lot of people on scene at that point, just the way the previous use of force with Jesse had gone down and the emergency button and everything. But to my recollection and my perception was at that moment, it was Jesse, Chief, Adrian, and me, and kind of our own little world. And so that was, I mean, honestly, that was the most upsetting thing to me about it at the time, was that I was going to have to reconcile that with somebody who I was trying to teach how to be a cop. I just didn't know how to approach it with him. Do I, obviously a difficult situation where it's chief. If it was another line level officer, yeah, like, hey, this is cut and dry. What you saw happen there was wrong and not the way we do things, and that'll be dealt with, but you don't need to worry about that, but we need to have that conversation. And that's just a little bit more of a difficult conversation.
So
with somebody who's, I mean, it was a difficult situation for me to be in, and I'm experienced, and I have no issue being on a scene with chief and, and all of that stuff. And then imagine that from a brand new guy still in training, who turns out was having a very hard time in training.
Yeah.
McTaggart oozed confidence and never appeared nervous in front of the sheriff. However, that's when Rigby started to intimidate him, claiming that what he saw was wrong and that excessive force was never used.
What I mean by that is, you're seeing excessive use of force. That's not your decision. That is a determination that the department will make.
Sure.
And so I like and I appreciate and I respect you going through the process. Hey, I have a concern, you raise it to your sergeant, that's the right thing to do. And maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're saying here, but the way that it's coming across to me, at least at this point, is that you're feeling like you have to explain to the new employee that the chief just used excessive use of force and now we got to work through that. Am I misunderstanding that?
You're not. The way that I perceived that, it was pretty cut and dry from what I perceived. I was right there with it, and I didn't see anything, especially with, we've just been told chokeholds are against policy and all, George Floyd and everything else and people going to prison and all of this stuff. And then we see that happen, and that was very clear to me that was inappropriate.
The officer was well aware of the department's policies and the law surrounding the appropriate use of force. It's great to see such officers existing in the police department, but seeing Rigby gaslighting them into breaking them is truly shameful.
I think applying pressure to the neck, they're saying George Floyd, they're relating that to a chokehold, and he had a knee on the back of his neck, and you can't stop breathing from the back of the neck.
So,
what?
Is that what your policy talks about with chokehold? Is anything that applies pressure to the neck?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know off the top of my head right now. But and to back up, that wasn't anything on the back of the neck. I watched his hands squeeze around the front of his neck.
How long do you think that lasted?
I have thought about that because my other concern when I researched what my obligation was is, coming across the duty to intervene. And so I had a second to myself to, should I have stepped in and grabbed Chief's arm and said, hey, quit? I think by time everything processed what was happening, it was done. So I think, and I never saw the video, so I never saw it besides in that moment. But
So this is just your recollection from your eyewitness account. You've never reviewed or watched a video since that?
Not of that part, no.
After listening to his entire story, the sheriff and the other detective questioned McTaggart on why he was the only one to challenge the excessive force, while Adrian remained quiet. Once again, McTaggart confidently responded, silencing.
There was nothing brought up by Adrian as far as any concerns?
No, but he wasn't really one to bring stuff up. He was kind of just doing this for the whole time.
Okay.
Through FTO,
No, I get you.
Or his part of FTO.
Okay.
All right, so
and maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not communicating it well. I take pride in training new officers in that position and the importance of that position. And so I guess that was me having Adrian there was just something else onto that issue. That issue would have been that issue with just me there. And I saw what I saw independent of Adrian. And then on top of all of that, on what I was, figuring out what I needed to do, what our policy said, what the law said, I had the thought, Adrian was there too and was in a position where he could have saw exactly what I saw. So how, do I need to have that conversation with him, and how specifically do I need to have that conversation with him?
So when did you have the conversation with Adrian?
Either that day that I talked to Jarvie or within the next shift or two, quickly after.
Rigby claimed that McTaggart was wrong to have a conversation with Adrian, as he should have followed an alternative route.
There's a process for figuring that out. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't sit with an officer, and it doesn't sit with a sergeant, and it goes up like it did. Mm-hmm. And ultimately it goes to the chief's supervisor. Mm-hmm. And then there's a criminal investigation on it, and then the decision on that, and then there's an IA that's done on it, and then there's a decision on that. And what has been done, or at least it somewhat looks like it's been done, is, well, Adrian's already been told that that was not the way to be doing it. Although it wasn't specific, it was just generalized that that wasn't the way to be doing things.
The sheriff was again in the wrong, as McTaggart had every right to inform the officer he was training about any actions violating the law. Otherwise, what's the point of hands-on training if it doesn't teach integrity and adherence to the law?
I understand what you're saying. I guess questions on where that's coming from, because I feel like you're obviously already prepared with that information you just gave me, right?
What's that?
That whole speech, just barely, that you just gave me about how I handled it and that my department thinks it's wrong. I mean, I'm assuming that sounds like it was something that came from you before the conversation that we just had.
No, that is me hearing this for the first time.
Okay.
And applying what I know.
Okay.
And then me going back to them and saying, this is the statement I made on your behalf.
Okay.
That's what it is. And then they'll honor it.
Sure.
Because that's what we're doing here.
And then maybe it needs to be more clear that I in no way threw Chief under the bus to Adrian. I mean, that was why I made it a point to do that, is that was me trying to have a conversation on, I guess, appropriate use of force or whatever that may be, without throwing Chief under the bus, knowing, having seen what I'd seen.
Okay.
McTaggart was again on point, as he was just doing his duty as a field training officer. However, Rigby kept intimidating him, making it increasingly apparent that they only punished McTaggart for speaking up against the wrongdoing he had witnessed.
Sergeant Jarvie in his office shared your concern, because this is what. Then, what was your understanding of what was going to happen from there?
There was no expectation of anything else to happen.
Okay. So
my
you didn't say,
understanding
well,
of my
I'll go and do this or that or anything like that.
He definitely gave no statement of this is going to happen next.
Was there any statement as far as like, this has got to be fill in the blank? I don't know what it would be, but was there an expectation on your part?
No.
It's like,
no.
Did it be handled a certain way, or?
No, I made it clear from the beginning that I was doing what I felt like I was obligated to do, and that was where that's why I was having that conversation, because policy said that, and so I was fulfilling policy. Policy said report it to a supervisor, so I made that clear. This is me reporting it to you. I'm done with it.
So
the officer clarified that he had no sinister reason to report the incident, but had only followed the department's policy. However, it appears that the Heber City Police Department does not tolerate good police officers. Moments later, Rigby actually started to defend the chief's action.
I don't have anything against you. I don't. But there's this one part in the interview with DPS that confuses me. So you end up saying they ask you a few times about your concerns and whether you felt like there was excessive use of force. And you said that you were concerned, but based on your perspective of where you were, because you were back and not up right front, you didn't see anything that led up to that choking, however it's characterized. And so it might have been justified. You just didn't see that. You just saw Dave Booth's hand on Rodriguez's neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
I remember that. I remember saying that, yeah.
Despite being pressured for an hour, McTaggart remained adamant in his belief, refusing to change his statement.
I observed excessive force. I was also recognizing that excessive force is not determined by my perspective. That's what it was. It's as simple as that. I was, especially where that was a criminal investigation, so I'm not going to sit there. Obviously I'm going to be honest, and I was. This is what I saw, and I explained what I saw, and so I made that statement to acknowledge that knowing what I saw is this perspective. And so maybe I'll clarify to you then. I do not believe that there was anything that warranted that. But I also acknowledge that it is a possibility that something could have happened that I didn't see. That's a possibility.
Once again, Rigby changed his entire narrative and started claiming that the suspect had done something that forced the officer to go hands-on with him. However, he is once again in the wrong, as there's no departmental policy that allows an officer to use force against someone's neck in any condition whatsoever.
So I
taking his hand and putting it on
I didn't directly observe anything that warranted it. So I can definitely say that because that's my observations, right? And from where I was, which was close, it was, you know, behind Adrian, but still close. I don't really, you know, there's no way that it didn't seem likely to me that something would have warranted it. I'm just acknowledging that I'm not, you know, all seeing and all knowing.
Yeah. Okay. For both the criminal and the administrative review, there is no excessive use of force. So your perception is wrong. And so you'll just have to figure out how best to go about that from here on out. I could go into more detail about why that is. I don't want to kind of belabor the point when the main thing is you knowing that that's just not. You and anyone else that thinks that that's how it is, that might have been your perspective at the time, but it's been found to be false. So there was no excessive use of force.
Within a moment, Rigby changed the narrative of the entire investigation, claiming that there was no use of excessive force. He even showed resentment toward the officer for speaking against his chief.
And each one, you're supposed to follow a certain way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're coming to your sergeant and doing a formal complaint, there's certain things that are supposed to happen. So it says in policy that you're supposed to come immediately. And so I don't know that you coming within a few days is immediate, but I think it's pretty close. I don't have a problem with that.
And I was going to say, is enough time for me to read the policy and figure out what I'm supposed to do and then do it
I think
considered immediately?
Yes.
I mean, I felt like I was
doing the best you can.
Yeah.
It's got to be written. So you've got to do a written statement on what your concern is.
So I guess let me ask this. That's obviously in a separate policy.
From what?
For the process to file a complaint, right? Is that the policy that you're...
Separate from use of force in two different places, you mean?
Well, because the policy that I came across was... policy that I was doing what I was doing, and hopefully you have it, you probably have it, is...
So there's use of force.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was doing right there, is that orange paragraph. That's what I was doing. It says report. So I wasn't filing a formal complaint on chief. That's not what I was doing. I was satisfying that highlighted part right there. And I didn't even read the formal complaint policy because that's not what I was doing.
Rigby once again tried to undermine the officer's actions of reporting the incident, but he had no clue that McTaggart was one fine officer who had done everything according to the policy. The sheriff is demonstrating how difficult it is for an officer to call out a mistake made by a senior officer.
You're not trying to do an investigation that so-and-so just brought you, then pass it on. So you're informing the proper supervisors, you're finding out what they want to have happen.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, then they get the right people involved that they want to have involved.
Yeah.
So just don't want anyone thinking, and again, this is something that you can take to the bank. It's not just what I think or how we run things here in the sheriff's office or something like that. I'm speaking for the police department when I say that when there is a concern that someone raises, or a complaint, you can use them interchangeably, that someone raises, it immediately needs to go to the proper supervisor. And it's got to be documented. So citizens sometimes don't want to document.
Suddenly, the entire focus shifted to McTaggart as the sheriff claimed he did not follow the correct procedure. Throughout the interview, there were no discussions about whether Chief Booth did something wrong.
What Dave Booth did is not even use of force. Now, people might disagree with that, but in policy, it's saying here the application of physical technique or tactic. So it's like, okay, so what did Dave do? He took it and put it on Rodriguez's neck and squeezed. I don't know if there's a dispute on what that technique or tactic is. Okay. Technique or tactic. So were we taught to do that somehow in any of our trainings? Grab someone by the throat and do that kind of a thing? So the application of physical technique or tactic, chemical agent, or a weapon to another person. It's not a use of force when a person allows himself or herself to be searched, escorted, or handcuffed. So by the definition, if you're not taught the technique or tactic, it's not a use of force.
Rigby again went out of the line to defend the chief's action, but he had no clue that McTaggart even had the perfect reply.
Well, I mean, the statement you just made, if I punch somebody in the throat, but I've never been taught to do that, then that's not a use of force. Is that?
So in your trainings,
maybe I'm misunderstanding you, because your statement sounds ridiculous to me.
In your trainings, you've never been taught to punch someone?
Not in the throat, no. Like, we've been taught to grab people, but we've never been taught to grab people by the throat. So, I mean, it's what it...
Yeah, right.
How specific are you going to be on it?
That's my point, is that you've never been taught to grab someone by the throat. So you have to take...
We've been taught specifically to not grab people by the throat.
No, I disagree. You've been taught to not do a chokehold.
Okay.
And then when it comes down to what a chokehold is, it comes down to blood flow or airflow.
McTaggart was almost destroying whatever evidence was thrown at him, and that's when Rigby tried threatening him by questioning his future on the police force.
But I thought a lot about it, and I made a very informed decision, and I'm a very experienced officer, and I read case law, and I read lawsuits, and I know what is appropriate use of force, or my perspective of what appropriate use of force is. Obviously, I'm not the one who determines it, and it was determined that it wasn't. And I understand all of that. But what you're saying is not changing my perspective of what I saw. Nothing's going to change that. That's
Sure.
why we're here, right?
Yeah. Well,
because
Lucas, it really comes down to the future, your future in the police department.
Sure.
So you can dig in your heels and say,
and that's not what I'm doing.
This is how I feel, and no one's going to change. And okay, that's your decision. You just won't get any trusted positions having to do with DT and use of force and sergeant and those kinds of things because you're not willing to learn and be open-minded to it.
Sure.
So I'm just trying to help you understand that Lexipol and the attorneys that wrote it, the prosecutors that reviewed the criminal case and fit it within the statute and how it fits into the policy. And then us going through this as well. Everyone's saying what happened there is not a use of force.
Rigby eventually went over to demonstrate what actually happened, as he was now openly supporting his friend Booth.
But when you look at the recordings of what happened, and you go frame by frame, you have Jesse James Rodriguez, who actually sits down in the vehicle. They're moving him. He's going back and forth at points. He is compliant. He's not. He wants to go a different direction. It's gradient level of compliance. It's not like you're all 100% compliant or 100% not compliant.
Right.
It's this kind of level of how that works. So, point is, Jesse James Rodriguez goes and sits in the vehicle. They get him in the vehicle. Now he decides he wants to come out. So now he's being some level of non-compliant. So he's coming out. He's leading with his head, And he and Dave Booth are now like this. And whether he doesn't make statements about kissing him until later. But at this point in time, he's known to be a spitter. Dave Booth is wondering whether he's going to bite him. Dave Booth takes him and pushes him, and it hits him higher, somewhere in through here, and pushes him back in, separating space. And then from there, Rodriguez comes out again. And that's when Dave Booth's hand catches him here, and he's pushing him back in. Now, when I say incidental, this is one frame. You can go frame, frame by frame. Here, his hand isn't there. Here, his hand is there. Here, his hand isn't there. And so you have to figure out the timing of that video. But this is something like 1 to 2 seconds.
McTaggart countered the sheriff again, asserting that the situation was being handled strictly only because the chief had been questioned. If it had been another officer, things would have been handled differently.
Can you appreciate that this situation was changed by who it was? If this had been another officer, that probably, and I don't know because it wasn't, but that probably would have been the conversation immediately. It made things different because of who it was. It made things very serious immediately, in my mind.
And I'm not through.
And that's why
I'm not through with the investigation, so I get a question with it because I think you have a valid point.
Sure. From the beginning of all of it, I was trying to do the right thing. That's what I always try to do. I don't think anybody can question my integrity in anything I've done in this job, and I stand by that.
Finally, Rigby realized that he wouldn't be able to get anything out of McTaggart because he had been honest throughout the encounter. Then he asked McTaggart to write a formal complaint and explain everything he had encountered that day.
Doing a statement or a report on the issue. Yeah. Those are the follow-up things that we have.
Okay. Do you need a statement right now, or you want me to do
What's
that
going to
on
be
my own
next
time?
do you think?
Well, you've got a half hour before you leave. How long do you think it's going to take you to fill out a statement on this?
Not a half hour.
Not a half hour? Then let's just get it done and over with. Let's do it now. If that's okay with you.
Yeah, and to be clear, you want my written statement to be what my specific concern was that I brought forward to my supervisor.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep, put in the circumstances around there. I mean, but yeah.
Good.
Simple as that.
Okay, I think you did well. Okay? Okay. May I shake your hand?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Sorry to take you from training. Sorry for the stress. It's not intentional.
Next up, this insane cop completely loses his mind as he does the unthinkable.
Walk to my car. Walk to my car.
Why you saying that but pulling me? So go on and drag me, because that's what you're doing anyway.
If you ain't walking, just walk to my
How
car.
you going to tell me that but you pulling me as you said it didn't say it yet?
Well, we're just trying to lead you over here this way.
Okay, you're doing it too. I feel the force on you too.
The female sleeping there had previously been given a trespass warning from the exact location. Therefore, Officer Gregory Damon quickly arrested her and took her to his police cruiser.
Don't be nasty.
That's y'all department. Welcome home.
Don't be nasty.
Yeah, man, if you gonna call me nasty, you're man.
I'm not calling you nasty. I'm saying don't be nasty.
No, don't tell me what not to be when y'all doing it to me.
Right here, so I can touch it.
Yeah.
Do you have anything on you that can harm me, poke me, stick me?
Damon then escorted her to the police station and asked her to leave her car. That's when the situation got out of control and Damon did something terrible.
Miss Marshall, come on, get out the car.
When the f I got the right to get out the car when I had a right to get in the car?
Miss Marshall, get out the car, come on.
Go get some
Miss Marshall, I'm gonna drag you out of this car.
I already know.
I don't want to drag you out,
me.
but I need you to come get out the car.
I want you to do what you did off the porch of the doctor's office.
Come on.
Drag me.
Come on.
I want you to drag me.
Come on.
I ain't
Kick your feet out.
I ain't kicking out. Unless you be telling me to open my legs for your dumb.
Come on.
Yeah, that's what you gonna have to do. That's what you did at the porch. That's what you want to do, and I want you to get that feeling. Guess why? Because I was raised a tomboy in Central Park projects. So guess what? I'm used to being rough. Yep. Stand up. Stand up.
The officer pulled the old woman out of the car and went over to drag her across the floor. Although the woman was also being difficult, the officer should have involved the jail staff to handle this matter according to protocol. However, he kept on making the situation worse.
You want me back? You can't pick my big up, can you? That's what the officer was jealous of.
Stand up, come on.
He couldn't pick my big up. He was jealous of my big. You want me in this position, don't you? I'm a tomboy. Such a ball mark. You ain't hurting me at all. CPV, no. Central Park Projects, tomboy. Jump walls, hung on the roof. Nigga, man, because you can't pick my big up.
Hey, you fat as
Look, I went to Allwood High School. Guess how much I lift weights? 130 pounds. I bet you can't even bench 130 calories. That's why your officer was mad. He could see I lift the weights at Allwood. He don't like my build. You Bob was the motherfucking officer that arrested me.
The woman was later booked into jail. Now, here's the CCTV footage showing how the cop dragged the woman. The woman also used vulgar language throughout, but instead of remaining professional, Officer Damon himself made rude comments to the arrestee. Soon after the incident, the Tampa Police Department initiated an internal investigation into the scene, and Damon was eventually fired from his position. This officer may not be completely wrong, but you clearly can't say the same about this next guy.
Give me your license and your proof of insurance, or you're going in handcuffs. Door?
Hell no!
On June 5th, 2019, Officer Ty Jindra was on his routine patrol route when he pulled up behind a car at a gas station. He soon got out of his car and started to have some concerns about the vehicle's temp tag.
625? Why don't you just sit in the car? What'd I do? 625? Sit in the car. Get in the car. That's expired, is it not?
Well, what did I do?
Sit in your car. Sit in your car. To the car. All right, I'll take your license and your proof of insurance.
The victim, later identified as Ramon Brown, was minding his own business and had committed no crime. However, sadly, in America, cops considered themselves above the law and claimed to have all the authority in the world.
Registration's right there. That's what I was trying to tell you. You need to have license plates on your car. Give me your license and your proof of insurance, or you're going in handcuffs. God damn.
This traffic stop was unnecessary, but instead of rectifying his mistake, the corrupt cop arrested him without cause.
505? No proof of insurance?
The last flight may be at 3rd and Franklin. They don't believe there's a BP at 3rd and Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm at 3rd and Franklin. All right, step on the car.
Copy.
Throw translator back.
And 505 will start the backable.
Copy.
Why are you driving without a license, man? Huh? That's kind of stupid, isn't it?
Should we clear starter fuel set on Nicholas? Copy.
Let's go. You got anything illegal in the car?
Officer Jindra wanted to search his vehicle, and you'll be shocked to find the real reason behind it. Meanwhile, poor Ramon found himself handcuffed in the back of a police cruiser and was still wondering what he did wrong.
Hi, can I help you?
Copy. Copy, do you need EMS started? Code 2 or code 3?
Things started to get more suspicious when the officer noticed something in front of the car that was folded inside a paper note.
Copy your code 42301. Copy.
What's your buddy got in your car? What is this? Huh? What does that look like to you? You don't know? No idea, huh? What would you guess it be? You have no idea? Alright, I'll just tell you. That's not mine.
Surprisingly, the officer never opened the paper note or showed it in front of the body cam. He goes on to question Brown about it, but soon turns his frustration towards a guy who claimed to be his friend.
You were the one right here, weren't you? Yeah, put your hands behind your back. For what? Put your hands behind your back, right now. For what? I don't want. For what? What did I do? Stop. What did I do? Stop it. Stop moving. What did I do?
Park 121.
What did I do? What did I do?
121 for us.
Your buddy said that in the door is yours. What?
Sorry, I'm sorry, what happened?
Nothing happened. Get back. Get back away from me.
What's mine?
Wait it.
What's
Stop
mine?
moving. Stop moving.
What is mine?
Stop.
Officer, I'm just asking because I just came to get him. That's
Okay, you can stand back there.
What is mine?
Get out of here.
What is mine, sir? What is mine? What is mine, sir? Hell no! What the fuck, door? Hell no!
Just like that, the tyrant cop makes another arrest out of nothing. At this point, you start to wonder what's wrong with this cop as he talks to the other guy about hiding narcotics inside the car.
How you gonna say something
Dude,
is
just
mine?
relax, okay?
Well, how you gonna say something is mine? Ain't nothing in mine.
Relax. Okay?
Yeah, how can you say something
Relax.
is mine? Ain't nothing in mine.
Okay, hey, just give me 1 second and he's gonna go with you, okay? Okay. I don't like when people walk up to me.
Sorry, I don't want.
Okay. Step back here.
What do you mean something's mine?
Well, it's either yours or his, right?
No. Ain't
No?
nothing's mine. Ain't
All right,
nothing's
man.
mine, son. Nothing.
I'm gonna uncuff you. You're gonna walk away from me, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna uncuff your buddy.
The matter seemed to be much bigger than just expired temp tag, but surprisingly, the officer just let both of them go without any citation or a ticket.
You're transporting two
Put your license plate in your window.
Alright?
Put your license plate. Put your license plates on.
That's why I was going. I just got it today from my brother. That's why I was trying to explain to you that the plates is in the registrations is all right there in the window.
All right.
Can I show you?
I'm gonna give you a break. You have a license, you know that, right?
Yes, but because I was just using my brother's car. Can I
All
show
right.
you the plates?
Go ahead.
I'll show you. The guy who bought the car from, he told my brother, he said, don't put him on until June 2nd. He said, don't put him on until...
Well, it's July.
Oh, well, yeah, I know, but he been having a car since.
All right. Well, put them on.
Should have a yellow tag.
I just pulled off because it expired a month ago.
That's what I'm saying. It's my brother's car. I didn't...
All right.
Although Brown was never charged with a crime, he felt his rights had been violated, so he filed a civil rights lawsuit against the city and the officer. Minneapolis City agreed to settle the lawsuit for $95,000. However, this was just the beginning of Officer Jindra's downfall, as investigations against him led to a shocking discovery that he used his position to obtain narcotics from people. He had addiction and would often pull over cars to obtain them. Not only this, he would often go into people's houses and search them for narcotics. Moreover, he never reported the and only used them for himself. He later admitted to having an addiction and pled guilty to these charges. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison. And this isn't the last time an ignorant cop caused his city a massive lawsuit.
And while your window was down with your middle finger extended, you said, quote, yelled it, and then said, as you drove away.
Oh my God.
Hands on the hood.
Come on.
On February 9th, 2018, Gregory Bombard was driving around his hometown with a coffee and a cigarette when State Trooper Jay Riggin pulled him over. Gregory had no idea why he was being stopped, and the reason turned out to be quite amusing.
You need something? You need something? Yeah. No, it looked like you put me out when you were going by there. Looks like you went like this to me as I was driving by you. Were you looking? Did you not do that?
No, you might have thought I might be stretching. I was doing this.
Okay, so you didn't...
No.
Okay, you didn't intentionally do that then.
I thought I flipped you off.
Yeah, it looked like you looked right at me and looked like you stuck your middle finger up in my face.
No, I was doing this. Yeah. You must be really sensitive if the trooper is flipping you off.
Well, I don't even make it personal, you know. I mean, you looked right at me, and I don't know if you were lighting a cigarette or you had
I had a cigarette, but I was doing this.
First of all, I'm not an overly sensitive person, and it's the first time in 12 years I've ever stopped someone who I thought put me off, so I don't like that insinuation.
Trooper Riggin claimed he thought he had flipped him off, which meant showing him a middle finger. Gregory didn't understand what he was saying, as he claimed that he was only lighting his cigarette. However, even if he did it, there was no reason for the cop to pull him over, as it's his constitutional right to freedom of speech.
I want to make sure that you're all right. Yeah, it's an unusual behavior.
It's unusual behavior.
You may not have been doing that, but I think you can agree that if someone was looking for the attention of a trooper, they're probably going to find it by giving them that type of negative signal. Do you agree with that?
No, I don't know, because I don't understand that.
If somebody were to do that, can we? That may not have been you. Can we agree? If somebody did that for a trooper, they're obviously looking for their attention.
No, I wasn't looking for your attention.
I know. I'm saying if someone did that. I'm trying to put you in my mindset from what I was thinking for a moment. Now that I'm talking to you, I realize that maybe that wasn't the case. Right? You don't strike me as someone who would do that. I don't know that until I have a conversation with you. Agree with that? I don't know you until I have a conversation with you.
Okay, so I have a question. If someone flips you off, what is the citation? What's the crime?
So if somebody flips me off, I don't know if they're signaling to try to get my attention because they need any assistance or they need to have a conversation. But obviously, it's not normal behavior, so I'm going to have that conversation.
Once again, the trooper didn't make any sense, as no matter how much he tried to justify his stop, Gregory was countering him with logic. Eventually, the trooper was left with no other option but to let him go.
So I won't take up any more of your time.
Well, I'm going to file a complaint with you.
You're more than welcome to. This Trooper Riggin out of the Salvage Barracks.
But I don't understand why, like, you thought I flipped you off.
I was going by there, and your middle finger was extended while you were looking at me.
Maybe I was doing this.
Well, I also see that you had a cigarette in your hand.
Yeah.
So it's possible that you had one hand up while your cigarette.
That would be considered freedom of expression. So I'm going to file a complaint against you.
So actually, you're more than welcome to. So here's the issue: is that although it may be freedom of expression, it is so unusual that it requires intervention to make sure that you don't need help at the time. Are you trying to signal my attention or something? Okay, so it may be freedom of expression, but it crosses the line. Whereas it is so unusual that it requires intervention. And I'm not going to delay any more than I need to. Listen, sir. Once I realize that you weren't flipping me off, you're free to go. You understand?
You don't realize I flipped you off.
Once I realize
What if I did flip you off?
Then we have a conversation about what's pleasant not go for it. It's other things to do than to be.
So if I did flip you off,
have a good day.
However, things were far from over. Just as the trooper concluded the unlawful traffic stop, Gregory gave him the middle finger and cursed at him. In response, the trooper reversed his decision to let him go and conducted another traffic stop.
Looks like as he pulled away, he called me an asshole and said, "Fuck," with the bird. I'm going to arrest him for disorderly conduct. There are multiple people around there. Okay, so now you're under arrest for disorderly conduct. Get out of the car.
I'm under arrest for disorderly conduct. What did I
so
do?
All the people there saying you and calling me all the people there in the public, that's a crime, sir. So get out of the car, you're under arrest.
How am I under arrest for disorderly conduct?
I'm not going to debate this with you. Please look out of the car. You are under arrest. Step out of
But
the car.
how is that disorderly conduct, sir? How is that disorderly conduct?
Although the first
Sir, I
interaction,
just got up.
listen to me.
I'm having
Although
a
the first,
coffee.
listen to me. Ask me a question. Although the first interaction may have been an error, the second one certainly was not. And while your window was down with your middle finger extended, you said, quote, asshole, yelled it, and then said, fuck you as you drove away. And all that public there heard it and saw it.
It is evident that the trooper just needed a reason to arrest him. Gregory still couldn't understand why this was happening to him, as he only exercised his right to freedom of speech. The trooper, who was already pretty agitated, started to escalate the situation.
So that is disorderly conduct 101. Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
I'm having problems. I have a lot of...
Step out of the car. Step out of the car, you're going to be ejected from the car.
How am I going to
Step out of the car.
Can I meet you at the barracks?
No, you cannot.
How
Step out of
am
the car, you're under arrest.
Can I call your supervisor?
Do not. We'll be at the barracks when we get there. Step out of the car, you're under arrest.
How am I under arrest?
Step out of the car, I'm going to make you.
But, sir, can you explain to me how that is...
It's disorderly conduct. It is tumultuous behavior. All the motor vehicle traffic there, that's tumultuous behavior. You cannot do that. It's tumultuous. It's profane behavior in public.
I don't
That's disorderly
understand
conduct.
that.
Step out of the car. Unlock the door and step out of the car.
Oh, my God, I can't believe this.
Step out of the car.
You're serious, sir.
Walk back here.
Oh, my God.
It wasn't a problem until it became a problem. You understand now?
Are you kidding?
Well, you indeed can't be arrested for something you say, and that's precisely what Gregory pleaded to the trooper. Police officers must have thicker skin than this and should know the law much better.
Look at the hood of my... Hands on the hood.
Oh, my God.
Hands on the hood.
Come on.
Now put your right hand behind your back.
Oh, my God, sir. You're kidding.
Other
My
hand.
car is
Other
running,
hand. Other
sir.
hand. I'll take care of it. Okay.
I cannot believe this, sir. I cannot believe this.
The first one may have been an error, and the second one certainly was
How
not.
is that disorderly conduct? I'm not being disorderly. How is it causing disorderly?
Now we can maybe agree to disagree, but yelling at and saying with your hand out of the window in front of what probably were dozens of people, if not over 100 people, in very busy Main Street traffic. Now that's disorderly conduct 101. That first thing may have been an error, but after that it certainly wasn't. But now I'm wondering but now I'm wondering if maybe you actually did do that as I thought you originally did, because only somebody who then would have the audacity.
I was smoking a cigarette and I was
you may let
fingers.
You may let me speak now. Someone has the audacity to do that. Someone has the audacity. I've made thousands and thousands of car stops, and I don't remember any time I've ever seen someone consciously clicking the bird. So now I'm convinced that you did. Especially that behavior to actually get the end of the stop. Okay, so you are under arrest, and that's the end of the story.
Trooper Regan proceeded to search him and then made him sit in the back of the police cruiser. Gregory made the right decision to not speak a word to the officer.
Well, I am, but I'm not going to answer more questions, I guess.
I'm
worried about my car.
I'm not intending you to. I'm not intending to ask you the questions.
I'm worried about my car, sir.
Jeff, just staying there.
You're kidding. I cannot believe this.
240, Stone 21, other use 23.
Oh, my.
I'm all set now.
So what happens to my car?
Well, it says no parking inside of the street, so it's going to get towed.
Where does it get towed?
I'll give you a record of your preference. Come back over here.
Can I get my personal bag?
I can grab it for you, but you can't grab it. You understand you've been arrested, right? So you don't just you don't just get to drag around your car now, right? I mean, you can't take around there. You've been arrested, so you're in custody. So
all right, whatever.
Shortly after, another trooper made his way out and didn't see any problem with the arrest. It's bizarre how two law enforcement officers don't know the law.
I drove by him, and I saw his middle finger extended at me.
Really?
So I just wanted to have a conversation with him. Like, you need to, what's going on? Do you need help? Right? I mean, totally unusual behavior. What's going on? He denied doing it, so I said, okay, maybe he didn't do it. And then...
He absolutely did it, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely did. So when we got to the car before he left, he, out the window, yelled, asshole, said, fuck you, and flipped me off in front of 100 people.
Great. I will meet you at the barracks.
It's outrageous.
I'm going to have Candy sit with this.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going to the barracks.
Correct.
This cop went on an insane power trip, but the actions of this next cop were even more troubling.
What's up, my man? Come here. Come here. Oh, shit. Yeah, no, put the bike down. Put the bike down.
Why? It's my bike.
Because I told you to put the bike down.
Why are you stopping me right now?
Because you're riding your bike light on.
I'm riding it. I gotta
put the bike down.
right here.
Dude,
My
put the
light was
bike
right
down.
here. I did no.
Put the bike down, James. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
No,
Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Dude.
What have I
Get
done
on the
wrong?
ground, James.
What have I done wrong?
562, King. Get on the ground.
I've not done nothing wrong.
Get on the ground, James.
I've done nothing wrong. Am I being detained?
Get on the ground, James.
Detained.
The man constantly inquired about why he was being detained, but the police officer arrogantly replied that he wouldn't listen.
Let me add a subject stop.
Am I being
425
detained?
Willow, white male.
Help!
Get on the ground, James. You are being detained, you fucking idiot. Get on the ground.
I'm on the ground.
I'm gonna fucking tase you, dude. Get on the ground. Put the flashlight down.
Am I being detained?
Yes.
For what?
Put your hands behind your back.
For what?
Put your hands behind your
What am I
back.
being detained for?
For fucking not listening.
Why am I
Drop
being
that
detained?
flashlight.
That's not an
Drop
articulable-
that flashlight.
That's not an articulable reason for suspicion that I committed the crime.
Yeah, it is. You took
is
off. Yes, it is.
It is not.
Yeah, it is,
No,
James.
it is not.
You
Call
still
your
out.
supervisor.
You still
Call your supervisor.
relax.
No, I'm not relaxing. Call your supervisor. This fucking harassment's gonna stop.
Shut up.
Call your supervisor. I want you to call your supervisor.
When the individual exercised his First Amendment rights and asked the police to summon a supervisor, the officer responded irresponsibly.
I am the supervisor, dipshit. Shut
First
up.
Amendment audit.
Yeah, try the Fifth
First
Amendment. Shut
First
up.
Amendment audit. You have no reason to stop me right now.
Yeah.
None.
You're riding your bike with no
Zero.
fucking
I
lights
had it
on.
right there in my hand.
It's got to be on the
It was
fucking
on
bike,
the bike.
dipshit.
It was on the bike. I just took it off.
No, I just watched you right away
You didn't
when I
write-
rolled up.
You didn't tell me to stop. There was no stop. I did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I told you to stop right here.
Nothing wrong. You have no crime I committed.
562 King.
None.
One detained. 29 on last
Call your
aggression, first and
supervisor.
James.
Call your supervisor. I want to see your supervisor right now.
Shut up!
I
Yeah.
want your supervisor.
What'd you ditch over here?
Supervisor. I'd like your supervisor, sir.
Okay. Well, I think he's down at the jail.
As the individual had done nothing improper that would warrant an arrest, it was clear that the police officer was not in the best of moods.
I'd like your supervisor, sir. I need to speak to your supervisor now. This ain't happening.
Yeah. You still on court conditions, James?
I want you to know I'm not. I
No.
don't have any court conditions. None.
Huh?
None. Zero. I've not committed a crime. You have no reason to stop me.
Yeah, I did. When I told you to stop.
I'd like to stop your...
Yeah.
I stopped when you told me
Yeah,
to
if you
stop.
fucking arguing with me.
I'm gonna argue
And
with
I had to
you.
pull my taser
You
out.
have no reason to stop me.
Yes, I do.
None. What?
Yeah.
I've not committed a crime. No misdemeanor, no felony.
Yeah, James, it's called riding a bike without a
I
headlamp.
got a headlight right there.
It's not on the bike,
I was
James.
visiting a friend. Hey, I'm not on a bike. I'm in a parking lot, private property. What are you doing here?
You got any dope on you, James?
No, I don't. Now what? I want your supervisor.
When the individual told the officer he was violating his First, Fifth, and Ninth Amendment rights, the cop surprisingly said nothing.
Stand up.
I want your
Stand
supervisor.
up.
I'm going to stand up. Where's your supervisor?
Face away. Put your feet apart. You got any weapons on you?
Nope. Well, I don't know. Maybe something. I don't know. I doubt it, though. No
Maybe
needles.
something what?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I got a lot of shit in my pockets. Been working on cars all day.
You got a
Check
knife
it out.
on you?
Yeah. I know this. I'm being detained for no reason. I want to talk to your supervisor. I want to see your supervisor.
What supervisor, James? You
I
think
want
we're at your fucking beck and call, you
I want your
dipshit?
Yes.
No.
First Amendment
No.
audit right now.
Go.
Yeah. First Amendment audit. You have no reason to stop me right now. You're in
Yeah,
violation of my First Amendment rights. And my Fifth. And my Fourth. And my Ninth.
Put your feet apart, James.
Yeah, sure.
Face the car.
Face the car. I want to see your supervisor.
I just fucking told you,
No.
dumbass.
Private property. I'm right here in my house. I live right there.
The policeman's ego took over and threatened to arrest the man when he refused to provide his credentials. He argued that he hadn't done anything illegal as he was on public property.
I don't have to answer your question.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Under arrest.
You are the subject of investigation, yeah.
For what?
For resisting right now.
What's my crime?
For resisting.
What's my crime?
Yes, resisting.
I'm not resisting.
Yeah.
What's my crime?
Yeah.
What do you stop me for?
I told you already.
Resisting.
I already told.
Stop me. I don't have to answer your questions.
Yeah, you do.
don't have to.
Okay. You're going to jail.
have to.
Yep, you're going to fucking jail,
For
dude.
what?
What's that for arguing?
What?
I'm asking you some basic information.
My name's James Gresham. You know my name.
I asked you what your date of birth was.
I don't have to answer your questions.
Yes, you do.
I guess I do, huh?
Yes.
Because I'm being detained,
yes.
right?
Yes.
52069. And this is an illegal stop.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Call your supervisor. I want to see your supervisor. Sir.
James, you know how many times
you have no right to. I'm on.
You know how many times you've been in
this
the fucking
is public property. I'm not convicted of nothing.
The police officer persisted in finding grounds for arresting the guy, who was identified as James.
But when you're rolling up here and then coming back,
you told me to come back, so I came back.
Yeah. And then I'm fucking telling you to drop the bike. You're not dropping the bike, and then you fucking push it. You're trying to tense up on me.
In my hand. I didn't do nothing on you.
Yes, you did.
That's why you were stopping me.
Yes,
I saw you pull up here. That's why I turned around and come back.
All right.
I knew you were gonna come. How about that?
Yeah. Because when I roll up for this fucking bonfire,
it had nothing to do with me.
You were there.
I was just talking to them, asking them what's up with the bonfire.
Oh.
And they were barbecuing.
Imagine that.
Did you stop and ask about the fire?
I didn't. You took off. Look, where's this guy going?
I didn't have to stop for you. Just because you pull up don't mean I stop my life.
It does when there's a crime being committed?
No, I didn't commit a crime. I committed no crime. What was my articulate reason for suspicion?
I already told you.
To come here to stop me.
I already told you.
There is no crime. I'd like to talk to your supervisor, sir.
You don't have
right now.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, you can want
that.
One hand, shit in the other.
My First Amendment.
James took advantage of the opportunity to confront the police officer and educate him about the law, leaving the officer dumbfounded.
Sure it does.
I wasn't asked to stop.
What's that?
I wasn't asked to stop.
Because you fucking took off.
I wasn't asked to stop.
Yeah, that's why I came over here and told you to stop.
There's no reason to stop me.
That's why I came over here and told you to stop.
There's no reason to stop me. What's your reason for stopping me?
Code 4.
What's your reason for coming over here? I'm on private property, man.
Yeah, well.
Why did you come here?
What's that?
What is your articulable, reasonable suspicion for
told you,
stopping me on
James.
private property, man?
Because.
What? What's because?
Flight from the cops.
A flight from who? I wasn't stopped.
I know, because you didn't give me a chance.
What were you going to stop me for?
See what's going on with this fire.
That has nothing to do with me.
Okay. How do I know that if you're leaving?
It's not my fire. It's not my house. I don't live there.
How do I know that when you take off?
People live there barbecuing, right? You would have found out.
Okay.
James insisted several times that the charges against him were unfair and that he had done nothing wrong.
I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm on private property.
I'm not harassing you.
Right now. I'd like to see a supervisor, sir.
That doesn't change how we go about this.
I've had to study for my law for this bullshit that I've been going through, okay?
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'm a little bit more versed than you.
And how's that working out for you?
Well, you know, it's been 3 years of my due process being violated. I've been convicted of nothing since I came here.
It's because it's still going on.
Can you believe that?
You get pissed off. You get pissed off, so you keep getting drawn out.
I get pissed. What's that got to do with it? I'm being charged for nothing.
Get an attorney
You know what my charges are,
to
sir?
work with you.
For 3 years, you know what my charges are? I had my sister together calls.
So I think she does live there.
Yeah.
Because that's when Ronnie, when I came here, Gabrielson, he OD'd, she was the one living here. There's only a deadbolt, and I don't know if that's locked or not. I didn't like push on the door or anything, because there's the normal doorknob's missing.
The policeman started examining James and his possessions without legal justification or explanation.
Resisting.
Okay, I'm not.
Don't. What are you doing, dude?
I thought you.
Face the car.
Okay,
I'm putting your feet apart.
Go ahead. You miss me. I'll just went to jail. Go ahead, take me to jail. Watch out. Don't leave my stuff. Go ahead.
Space working.
I'm gonna shoot your ass over there.
Alright.
Yeah, fine with you. I didn't do nothing wrong.
You don't listen.
I do listen. I came right to you when you pulled up. You're the one who was running at me, not me at you, bud.
Yeah, because you're trying to get away, dude.
I'm trying to get away. What are you talking? You're so shit. It's on your body cam.
It is.
What did you do, erase it?
Erase it.
All right. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Almost.
What do you got there? Rocks?
Yeah.
Wow.
You drop that down there with this.
After searching his belongings, the police officers put James in the back of their car and took him to the police station.
There you go.
This your jewelry?
Sure is. You don't remember it?
What?
There's a whole box was on the sheet of my car, remember?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Come on back here. We'll get it.
Sure. We'll go.
What's on your shoe?
What's that? What's that shoe, brother? What's that?
Look. Duct tape.
Yeah.
Alright, have a seat.
Mistake. Made a mistake, bud.
Something else fell out over here. I grabbed that black object, whatever it was.
The trial in this case was set for the first week of May. James is presently free after hiring an attorney. Since the unlawful arrest, the negligence of the Lyon County Sheriff's Department has negatively affected him. If you think this cop seemed unreasonable, wait till you see the next one.
Here's an example of what I'm doing. Have you all heard about the Smithfield trial? Okay. Okay, they don't want to talk. Okay, that's it. I move on. If people don't want to talk, we move on.
Everybody, you don't
Have y'all heard about the Smithfield trial? The upcoming Smithfield trial?
On July 23, 2023, a group of individuals met in Beaver, Utah, intending to conduct community outreach and gather signatures for a petition concerning an impending criminal trial involving two well-known DXE activists. The meeting aimed to discuss Smithfield Foods and its effects on the town with the people. But you won't believe what this police officer did.
You need to stop.
Okay. Go ahead.
You need to stop. You realize you're not wanted in this community and you've been asked to leave?
I don't care.
I know you don't care. That's the problem with your group. You just don't care about people or anybody. Do you understand? You've been asked to leave.
All of this for handing out some flyers. This is how much commotion.
All of this because your group has been a direct influence on shutting down Smithfield Foods. You don't realize that's the major employer in our county?
You don't think I know that?
There's a lot of people that have lost their jobs, and you come into this community and pour salt into the wounds of the people that have lost their jobs.
It's not the intent.
You need to well, I don't care what the intent is. What you're doing is causing a disturbance in the community.
Sergeant Warren Woosley of the Beaver County Sheriff's Office confronted the activists, linking the DXE to Smithfield's announcement of production cuts in Utah and an unspecified number of worker layoffs.
I'm going to stand right here and I'm going to tell people not to talk to you.
Then fine, do that.
Okay.
This is great content for us. Absolutely ridiculous. This is
ridiculous?
Is very anti-free speech.
It's
I never gave you permission to put me on your film, on your camera.
Okay, are you a public servant?
Yes, I am.
Okay, well then you can be filmed.
No, I cannot. Not a volunteer, public servant.
Okay, you got a badge on.
I'm a volunteer. Now get your camera on.
You need to stop.
Stop what, sir?
Okay, causing a problem in our community.
I'm not trying to cause any problems.
Well, you are.
Listen, sir. When someone's asking you like this, a public servant, he's a volunteer type thing, and he's asking you nicely to please don't film him.
Okay.
And we're asking you to stop filming him.
Okay, I won't film him.
We're giving you a lawful order to not do that.
Okay.
If you violate that lawful order, then, then you're causing a disorderly conduct issue.
We're not filming. We're not filming him anymore. Okay. We're filming you two.
The police officer arrogantly declared that he would not allow anyone to speak to the activist.
You don't have a permit to approach people about your product.
Okay. I don't need a permit to talk to people on a public sidewalk. I don't need a permit to talk to people on a public sidewalk.
You're causing a problem in the community.
I'm not. I'm asking people if they want to have a conversation. If they say no, I let them go.
People
That's
have come to us.
Sure.
They do not want you here.
Okay. That's fine.
Then I'm keeping the peace and I'm asking you to leave.
All we're asking people.
No, I'm asking you to leave.
Okay. Here's an example of what I'm doing. Have you all heard about the Smithfield trial?
Okay.
Okay, they don't want to talk. Okay, that's it. I move on. If people don't want to talk, we move on.
Everybody, you don't.
Have y'all heard about the Smithfield trial? The upcoming Smithfield trial?
These are the people that are trying to shut down Smithfield. Okay?
It's not true.
These are the people that are trying to shut down Smithfield.
It's not true.
The activist, later identified as Volmar, was simply exercising his right to warn Beaver residents about the harm Smithfield Foods was causing to their neighborhood. Still, the police officer wouldn't let the people listen to the activist.
Hey, don't stop. Don't talk to these people that are trying to shut down Smithfield. Our job is to keep the peace.
Yeah.
Okay, I get a complaint. That means that in some way you are violating that peace.
We're not.
Okay. The harmony of the community.
calling it in as a complaint, then it is.
Okay. The harmony of the community. They don't want you here. They've asked you to stop. You guys did not stop. I am going to issue all of you disorderly conduct charges because we asked you to desist before. Okay? Now, if you continue, I am going to have to arrest you. Okay? I just want you not to do this.
Okay.
Okay?
Let me make a couple phone calls.
We need to see your IDs first, actually. See your ID.
Sure. My ID is by the stands. Let me get them.
I can walk over with you and get it.
When Volmar stood up for himself, the cops threatened to arrest him for using his right to free speech and standing up for himself, which escalated the situation.
You guys pretty much done what I asked. You stopped, okay? This guy did. That's why he's getting the ticket, okay? So I'm asking you not to go up to the horse races, okay? Or up to the rodeo, okay? Because that'll be a problem. Okay? I can't stress enough how much people are pissed off this community. I actually fear for you guys, okay? I'll probably kick your ass, okay? I don't want that to happen. Okay? I mean, these guys, everybody in this community, about like 75%,
that's why we came here.
75% of the people worked with Smithfield.
That's why
right?
we came here. That's why we came here.
And they've lost their job, they've lost their livelihood. Okay? There's a lot of people that have a lot of hard feelings with that. Okay? And they have a hard time with people from outside the community.
Volmar and two other activists, both connected to DXE and the Utah Animal Rights Coalition, claimed that their right to free expression was violated by the sheriff's office. The lawsuit further claimed that Sheriff Cameron Knoll also yelled at DXE members that the activists should be killed before this encounter.
Even if that's city property, you didn't ask to stay off city property.
Until you get a permit from a city official signed that you can be up at the protest, you stay off of it for your protest. You can go up there and observe and watch and have fun all you want. The instant you start trying to bring up the issue, because you're wasting my time coming to deal with this stupid issue.
Y'all
Instead of looking for
any First Amendment issues here at all.
I do. You have the right to do that, but
there's proper channels to go down.
you've got to take into account other people. Like I said, you're coming into a community just dumping salt in a wound that is very open. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, that's not the intent.
People's livelihoods, their families, their whole way of life has been changed. Okay?
Yeah. 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 We don't think a corporation should have that much of a stronghold over a town. Yeah.
Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today, we saw cases where police officers were humbled by citizens and in some instances, their own colleagues. It's always satisfying to see these goons getting humiliated by law-abiding citizens. If you agree with me, please consider showing your support by liking this video and make sure to subscribe to stay informed about future cases like these. Also, if you enjoyed this video, check out the next video here.